Hello and welcome to Culture Shock, the pop culture podcast brought to you by four aging millennials and our outdated opinions. I'm your host, Doug, and with me today is...
Hey, I'm Adrian, and my dear listeners, you have so much left to enjoy and to be and to do. Your part in the story will go on.
Guys, this episode has a certainty of death, a small chance for success. What are we waiting for? I'm Corey.
For Hi-Fi, and I'm Mike.
It's a thing.
It'll catch on.
But I'm glad to be with you, my fellow co-hosts, here at the end of all things.
Nobody do it. Nobody do it.
Da, 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 da,
Oh,
da,
God
da.
damn it. Hey, when I was editing that, I actually did have it when I did it the last time.
You were doing it right.
Oh,
Hey, that is the
Fucking
music
about.
they use for the Last of Us trailer. Take on Man.
True.
Take on me.
Exactly.
And as we all know, I'm doing the real Big Fish version, the better version, not the aha version.
Aha, real big fish.
Less than Jake or something. Anyway,
something's fishy.
Or some band with horns.
Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, Less Than Jake, Real Big Fish, fucking Streetlight Manifesto.
Corey's falling asleep.
Once I'm with you.
No, I
He's
had
choking on sausage.
I had the sausage go down the wrong tube, and that's a bad thing to go down the wrong tube. It
He
burns.
swallowed a plump
Giggity.
red sausage.
Is that pickled shit you always eat?
Those
loves
are
those
actually
things.
delicious. Those are great.
They are. They hurt.
They are.
Dude, is it your balls or is it your
I
throat?
need some
Pick
hot
one.
sauce. What?
Is it your balls or is it your throat? Pick one.
Yes.
Yes. That reminds me of a big old red rock.
Corey, you forgot the and.
Ted.
All right, and if you haven't picked up on it yet, we're finally bringing our Lord of the Rings trilogy episodes to a close today as we talk about... I know.
And,
It's
and-
over now.
Don't
true
be
fact.
sad.
Don't
be
fucking
sad.
talk to me. It's over.
Don't be sad that it's over. Just be happy that Adrian decided he loved them.
Wait.
That's okay. That's true.
But even Gandalf says it's not over, right? The journey's just begun.
It's never really over, Mike.
That's what Gandalf says.
This is a true fact. If you go back and listen to our first Lord of the Rings episode and listen to every episode we've uploaded since then, that lasts the same amount of time as these three movies.
Listen, he literally says, "End." No, the journey doesn't end here. It's okay, Corey.
Nothing ever really ends.
Wait, so
I'm still waiting for the next one.
Yeah, but as I said, yeah, it's just I'm
the
sure
Three Towers.
the tried.
No, it's going to be called The Lord of the Rings, Sam the Brave.
Oh yeah,
I'd watch that.
I'd watch that.
The rings. are all
Doug's like, no.
He has to go on his own mission. He has to go on his
Anyway.
own mission with
Anyway.
Pippin.
No. I'd rather watch like a sitcom, a rom-dram sitcom about him and his like wife and kid.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, me too.
Just Shire.
Rosie Cotton.
What about
Fuck,
What
I'd watch
about
the
the
shit
sitcom?
They
out of
call
it.
it Shire Ties, and it could be like a spoof of Family Ties.
Shire Ties.
Anyway, we're gonna talk. If you haven't already caught on, we're gonna finally talk about the return of the king.
why did you? Why
That
did
wasn't
you emphasize the?
that wasn't a jab at like Star Wars. I'm
I was going to say, for sports fans, is that because Corey's team, Ohio State, made it back in? The return of because they say the Ohio State.
Yeah.
the Ohio State.
By the time you guys listen to this,
I would totally know that. I watch all the sports ball.
Doug's like, sports ball. That's like most of our listeners right now, like, I don't care.
What's, can you teach me to football?
Hey, Tim, go blue.
Fuck that.
Corey, keep that in.
Oh, I am editing, aren't I?
He has the power.
I'll just keep
All
where
right.
Adrian said go and then put the Ohio State he said earlier right in front of it.
Nice.
All right. But to get back on track, I just want to jump straight into this by asking Mike your opinion of Golem after all three of these movies.
Or
Has it
Smeagol.
stayed this? or Smeagol, has it stayed the same or has it changed?
Smeagol's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he is.
And this movie shows you that immediately.
Right at the very beginning. I'm like, oh my God. I felt sympathy for him in Two Towers, and I'll tell you,
He went crazy. He went crazy a lot faster than Frodo.
Yeah, he saw that ring, and it was just instantly like he's one gold digging son of a bitch.
That's why I think
Well, technically, his cousin
Frodo-
Deagle is the gold digger because he went underground,
Eagle,
and dug up the ring.
like Desert Eagle.
And Jamie Foxx was in the video too.
Gold digger, damn. Millennials.
You're welcome.
Oh, that dog of mine.
I ain't saying
honestly,
she a
it's
gold
just-
digger, but she ain't messing with no broke Smeagol.
She ain't mess with no broke. She ain't mess with no broke ginger.
Hey, that's our word.
It's our word.
Oh yeah, sorry. My bad.
No, never say the R word.
Ginger with a hard R.
Hey, it's a perfect anagram, damn it.
Corey,
Hey, Mike.
Corey, I'm so sorry for you.
Already 6 minutes.
I'm used to it.
Nothing here has been said that needs.
No, I'm keeping all that.
So,
Hey,
me,
I
it's
am
clear-
a redhead. I can say these things. Get over it.
And I don't care.
Come
Mike,
at me, liberal media.
So, Mike, what are your thoughts on Smeagol?
Oh, right.
So it's clear that Frodo obviously has a much bigger heart and willpower than Smeagol did.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say
Yeah.
Sam, and I was about to reverse
No, God,
German
no.
suplex
Out
you
of-
through the camera.
Out of everyone, Sam's got the biggest heart and the biggest willpower.
That's not the only biggest
the
thing.
biggest willpower, if you know what I'm saying. Giggity.
He's like, I
can
can't
carry this.
It always has been my theory that if the ring had gone to Sam in the first place, there never would have been much backtracking or wondering if he should keep it, or pretty sure Sam would have been a little stronger about getting it there.
He does carry it for a little bit in this movie.
He does, but do you really? Because why would he say, I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you?
Because Frodo can't give it up.
Yeah.
This is precious.
Halfway through the movie, he
Oh,
gets dumped.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's
He
because
does.
Smeagol. That's because Smeagol / was in his.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Well,
I
yeah,
think we've done enough of that.
he put some earworms in there and turns Frodo
Yeah,
against him.
he was whispering.
He's
into his
poisoning you
ear holes.
against me.
Oh God, yeah, that line delivery is so good. Yeah, just
when he fakes eats the food, makes it look like Sam did it.
the
that's
breadcrumbs.
that's when that happens.
That's fucking genius. I mean, Smeagol's a
is.
genius.
He says, "What are you doing sneaking?" And then when he gets him to admit, "I wasn't trying to sneak off," Sam goes, "Okay, but what were you doing?" He goes, "Sneaking," because he still was. That wasn't a lie, but he wasn't trying to get away.
Oh man, and Sam was like, I guess I deserved that.
Yeah.
Total continuity error though, because those breadcrumbs are nowhere on Sam when he stands up.
By the time he gets up, they're not there.
Right, and then they flash
You're a
back to him.
continuity error.
They were CG'd breadcrumbs, guys. Those
CG breadcrumbs. Damn, that's next level. CG breadcrumbs.
Out of all the things that they don't CG in these movies, I can't believe the breadcrumbs is one of them.
Spent all their budget on CG breadcrumbs.
Wait, are you fucking being serious right now?
It's a
Wow,
joke,
Mike.
But
Doug's like, well, it's,
Yeah, bread does cost a lot, Mike.
let me. Okay.
It was
So,
elven bread.
Guys,
It's
I have this
it's like
idea.
$8,000 a
I think we
loaf.
should start a pop culture podcast with some comedy. What do you guys think?
Mm.
well,
Are we all
Well,
are we all up to speed now?
well, he's a guy, so
He's a guy.
We were supposed to do speed before we did this episode.
I did
that's-
speed.
that's on our. That's
Or
on
do
our
you mean
Keanu,
the movie?
That's on our Keanu Reeves actor spotlight.
That's right.
Yeah, no. So right off rip, fucking really weird hearing the Gollum Smeagol voice coming out of Andy Serkis himself. I know there's some makeup and prosthetics used there, but it definitely fits the creature of Gollum a lot better than that. Freaked me the hell out.
I like
What,
I
Smeagol?
like that they used the same
Yeah.
guy. Thankfully,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
they were-
yeah.
So Andy
for
Serkis,
continuity.
is.
Yeah, they actually had him look pretty convincing too, as like a non-fucking mutated version of him that'd been alive for 7 billion years.
Well, the Gollum's mocap was based off of Andy Serkis's face either way, so
Oh yeah.
he was
It's
going to
just
look a little like him.
It's just like they did a really good job when they put him in like the makeup and the Hobbit and Hobbit-fied him. Well, I guess he wasn't a Hobbit. Do you remember what they were actually called?
They were like
Halflings, right?
half foot halflings, or
They
were
had some,
something
like,
else.
Unique name. It's much like a Hobbit. Like
they were like hobbitses.
they're Hobbit light.
It's
Hobbit
what
light.
it's what the new hobbits are in Rings of Power. You follow this one little group. They're not hobbits. They're something lings.
They
I can't
definitely don't
remember
know
now.
about Elevensies.
They were called a
11s.
store. One of the
Okay.
3 early Hobbit types.
Oh, okay. So they were like precursors to the Hobbits.
Google to
All
the
right.
rescue.
All right,
God.
so you've decided that Smeagol and Gollum are fucking bitches and they need to get fucked.
Yeah, no, I'm glad at the end he fucking burns in that
Okay.
fiery pit.
Next question, and this goes out to you and Adrian, whichever you want to go first, is
Well, I want to
Merry and Pippin. How have you come to feel about them over this whole trilogy?
I'll start this one. So, I like Merry and Pippin in this movie. I think this is the best that they work through all 3 movies.
because they're apart for most of it.
Now, Pippin
There's
still...
a reason for that.
I love
Yeah.
Mary's character development of wanting to fight along with beside everybody.
That kind of started in the second one. He started to.
Yeah, Pippin's still a bit mischievous, still a dumbass, taking that whatever
tree
you call
bark,
it.
the tree bark word thing.
The weird ball thing, and then
It was Treebeard's bark.
and then Saruman or whatever the fuck was it? Was it? I can't remember. I get it. mixed up.
Saruman was dead already by that point.
Yeah, the other one.
Sauron.
Sauron. Yeah, without the M.
Say it like a pirate.
Sauron.
Yeah,
And where might I find Captain Saruman?
One is a Pokemon and one is Sauron.
Right. So
Right.
yeah, that guy in his eye.
Yeah,
Big
no, but I
fucking
think-
Look at him in his big old eye and say, "Fuck you, Sauron."
yeah,
I remember
just
that from the movie.
just think they work. Just think they work a lot better here. The comedy stuff doesn't feel too forced to me, like it did, especially in Fellowship.
I think there really wasn't a lot of comedy in this one.
I laughed out loud, like right at the beginning when they Gandalf and all of them come to meet them, and they do the whole. Well, what do they? I have it written down somewhere. Oh, we are sitting on a field of victory, enjoying a few well-earned comforts, and then he does the
They're
face with the
getting-
pipe. Like,
The salted
They're
pork
getting ripped.
is the
Yeah.
salted pork is exceptional.
particularly good.
And Gimli says salted pork.
Did you say salted pork?
I love when they have
they
to
were
get
high as fuck.
separated and
They
he's
were
like,
high as fuck.
and he gives him like the rest of his lung bottom leaf. You always smoke too much,
You smoke too much, Pippin.
and it's like gives him the rest of his instead.
That's probably a scene that like somebody watching this movie for the first time when they're like 10, 11, 12, they don't understand at all. But then they
I
get older and
definitely
I love that scene.
Hell
Can I
yeah,
say
dog.
something I don't understand?
Yes.
Once
I
they
guess.
get to Gondor, they're there
Uh-huh.
for a little while, and then Faramir and all his men are fleeing towards Gondor, and Gandalf goes out to use his light to fend off those dragons or whatever they're supposed to be. Why did he have Pippin with him?
Drakes.
Why did he put Pippin on the horse to go out and do that and just come back? Pippin did not need to be sitting there for that.
Because reasons. I don't know.
No reasons. There's no reasons. Pippin was already at the top of that castle. He did not need to come down with him and get on that horse.
Because that's how it
He
was
rides
written
out with
in
Pippin.
the
That's
script.
very inconvenient. That's like running to the store with other parents at the house and taking your kid with you anyway. Fuck that.
Yeah, because Pippin's already like where he saw the vision in Minas Tirith. He's like at the top in the castle.
Yeah.
So
These name drops from Adrian are just blowing my mind.
so they
Consistently throughout all 3 of these, you've just been like on point with the names. Just been like,
I like these movies, it turns out. No, but so he's already there. I do kind of take issue with that. I don't know why when Pippin, like, it has the orb thing, I don't know why Gandalf even takes him and says, I have to take you with me because Sauron thinks you're the hobbit that possesses the ring. But hasn't Sauron seen Frodo a bunch of times when Frodo put the ring on?
Yeah, I think he has, but
Shouldn't he
that
know
doesn't
what Frodo
mean-
looks like?
but that doesn't mean they hadn't switched it. So Sauron might now think Pippin has it.
What you don't know is what you guys don't know is Sauron's actually really racist. He just thinks all hobbits look the same.
I was gonna say. So
That's
Corey, you're
true.
saying
They do.
So Corey, you're
I mean,
saying
Sauron.
all
thinks
have the
that.
same curly haircut and they're the same height.
So, Corey,
Exactly.
Amount of food.
You're saying you think Sauron thinks that he's Pippin to Frodo's Jordan,
Yeah,
passing him off the ring.
exactly.
How dare you
Right.
talk
At
shit
least
on
Adrian
Scottie
gets it, you
Pippen
know?
like that?
I didn't talk shit on Scottie Pippen. He's great.
He's just as good as Jordan.
And
Whoa,
Anyway,
whoa,
not
whoa,
not
whoa.
even close to true.
He was just as good. He just doesn't
No.
get any of the credit.
Doug is the not sports guy. Just you have no foot to stand on here.
Yeah.
He's not as good as Jordan.
Pippen was
He's a-
nowhere near as good as
He's a
Jordan.
top 50 player of all time. Jordan's 1 or 2.
Pippen
Yay,
Pippen did as well
basketball.
as he did because he had Jordan. He would have been a basic, just run of the mill, maybe make the Hall of Fame if Jordan wasn't on his team.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man. Those
Hey, do you guys-
few years that Jordan was playing baseball, Pippen didn't lead them anywhere. No
Do you
way.
guys remember? Do you remember when Legolas was playing basketball? Me neither. Let's get back to Lord of the Rings.
Thank you.
First of all, fuck off.
Any sports fans real quick.
Legolas plays major basketball.
No. He's more of an
He's been
archer
playing it
guy.
for 900 years. Go fuck yourself.
Hey, if Legolas played basketball, he'd probably shoot as good as Curry. That guy has a shot.
That's true.
That's
Holy
probably
shit! Did you
true.
see that video of him making 5 full court shots
Full
in a row?
court shots in a row. That's unbelievable,
row.
dude. Legolas
Wow.
we're talking about.
Yeah. No, not Curry.
Yeah, Legolas we're talking about.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
fuck Curry.
Anyway,
No, yeah, I love Merry and Pippin in this one. They work the best for me. Their comedy doesn't feel forced. It feels natural. I love their character development. Merry wants to fight with everyone else. Pippin kind of realizes how serious the situation is after fucking up and taking the orb.
Yeah,
see,
again.
this is why I don't like really harp on their like more pained scenes in the first couple movies because it's all part of their character growth, in my opinion. Leading
Yeah.
up to
Yeah.
this movie.
Great character development throughout the 3
They're
movies.
supposed to be innocent-ish little dumbasses at the beginning.
Yeah, just how far they've come. They're so brave compared to when they started.
It's true.
I think by the end, I definitely prefer Mary more than Pippin because like Mary's actually trying to be a badass.
Yeah,
I think they both kind of like stand.
Well, Pippin does
stand up
kind of
and-
like get. He eventually like, but I think
hey,
Pippin's
Pippin has
more
a
of like
beautiful singing voice.
Sure
He
does.
does.
But his
But I
songs
think-
are not made for the halls of Gondor.
For great halls and evil times. Can you sing
I
Master
think-
Hobbit?
Pippin's was more out of necessity, whereas Mary wanted to actually be in the fight.
Yeah.
I feel like Mary came around a lot faster than Pippin, but by the
He
end,
did.
Pippin like he was just as
Oh no, I agree. I mean, I'm
Pippin
not
knew the
disagreeing
battle
with
was
that.
almost done, so he jumped in so he could be a badass too. He's like, I gotta
like-
get credit, man. I'm never gonna hear the end of it back at the Shire if I don't jump in.
Yeah, like that was great when Gandalf was fighting with his staff up by the castle, and like Pippin saved his ass and stabbed the one guy in the stomach.
I was about to say is like he literally saved Gandalf. Like,
He did.
Speaking of being killed like a little bitch,
God
How
damn.
that was the
Saruman just
first
got
movie with-
stabbed by Chucky.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
He stabbed him to death.
He said, "Hi, I'm Wormtongue. Want to play?"
That was such. That's one of the things about the movie I don't care for is Saruman's like up on high, like I will not be ruined, and then Gandalf takes his staff. Chucky stabs him, pushes him off the thing basically, and
Damn,
then
he
gets
gets
shot by
impaled.
Legolas.
Did you know that Christopher Lee refused to cry for that movie?
I don't think Christopher Lee had tear ducts.
Yeah, Christopher Lee's never cried in his life. That's fact.
He actually was Dracula.
I guess they wanted him to cry in one of those scenes. I don't know if it was in this movie or one of the others, but he's like, no.
Well, yeah,
That's badass.
no, yeah. He with his life, man. He was even like a lead singer of a power metal band before, as he like the year he died.
He's an old-fashioned guy. I'm sure the crying thing was another like my dad didn't let me cry, I won't cry kind of thing.
Oh, what
I
is
feel
this?
like-
One of those my mummy doesn't love me?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to
Well,
the topic hand. Christopher Lee seemed like a wonderful guy.
He was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
wonderful man.
The scene where he got stabbed in the back, I'm sure you guys have all heard the story, right? How he actually had to explain to them what a man does when he's stabbed and how
Oh,
he
yeah, 'cause
doesn't
wasn't
go
he like-
"Oh."
Oh.
He was a Secret
Yeah, Secret Service. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was in Secret Service and actually like killed men.
Right.
in his
So
day.
he's been stabbed, or he just knows from how he stabbed people.
No, yeah, he was like, well, when he fucking Peter Jackson was like, yeah, I want you to go like, oh, and he's like, well, that isn't actually what happens when you stab somebody, because when you stab them,
You'd
they
be more
can't
like
make any sound because the
you'd
air
be more like
escapes. Yeah, their air is leaving their body, and he's like, oh, well, okay.
Also, the thing that a lot of people get wrong when stabbing, the person stabbing on screen, is the knife doesn't go in that easy. Like, it doesn't just go shink, 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 shink. It's not how it works.
Yeah, you gotta.
The knife goes sideways and bends and it goes down. And
it does if you're Michael Myers.
he's different.
That guy's really strong.
He's really special, guys.
No, I feel like Christopher Lee, though. I feel like even people died in his personal life, he would just be like, pity. I don't think he's ever cried.
Christopher Lee, please do my eulogy. He was a man.
He was certainly
He's
almost
dead
a
now.
man.
Get over it.
They're like, Chris, could you like not give us facts, like some emotion? He was male.
He paid his bills on time.
He was 72.
5'8".
Telling me he gives speeches like Walter White does at the beginning of season 3 of Breaking Bad.
Will you stop talking about that stupid speech?
I think we've referenced that enough.
Return of the King could have used that speech.
That's true.
Because there's not enough legendary speeches in this movie.
They would have had to have it about the dragons running into each other instead of airplanes.
The drakes.
They're not dragons.
The dragons, like I said.
The drakes.
There are no
one's name is Drake,
dragons.
the other one's name is Josh.
Oh God, that's problematic.
I've never. I
Did you
didn't
guys
watch
hear?
that show.
Did you guys hear Drake Bell and Danny Masterson are making a new show together? It's called Orange is the New Black.
Oh God!
Wait, is Drake Bell a creep too?
Damn it, we've talked about this so many times.
He groomed like a 13-year-old until she was.
Yeah,
I would have thought it was the guy that played Josh.
No, he's
Wow.
actually,
He's normal.
He's actually a down to earth, like
Wow.
chill dude.
The fat guy gets slammed again real nice.
Hey, I guess
says
he
the guy
lost weight by
slandering
the end.
Christopher Lee.
Yeah,
That Drake's too good looking. He wouldn't groom a 14.
Doug accused me of being a rapist. A rapist. Because he repeated
rapist.
things. Get it?
the grapist.
A game sphere. It's spherical.
Are you saying you're a
Anyway.
full-on rapist?
No, I work with children's dyslexics.
A philanthropist. That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. I just don't do no words good.
I ate a lot of cheese.
All right. Anyway, focus. Rein it in, guys. Rein it in. Okay, so you guys came to like Merry and Pippin. You realized that Gollum is a horrible fucking
Mike, though. Mike,
pitiful
is
creature.
Gollum a bad guy, or what do you really
Is
think
he
about him?
misunderstood, Mike?
Yeah, this is actually
Make
good.
your case now or forever hold your peace.
I mean, Smeagol's just a rotten bastard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speak now or forever hold you.
I do to a certain degree. You know what?
Wait.
What?
No, let him go. Let him go.
Darth Vader's misunderstood, even though he was seduced by the dark side. But Smeagol got seduced by the ring, and he's not misunderstood. That's the same fucking thing.
Well, you'll have to watch Mike's YouTube video.
Well, he never actually got to share that Darth Vader thing because he waited till we were literally out of time, and I cut him off. So,
spoiler alert: around May the 4th, there will be a YouTube video.
I'll believe it when I see it.
That's when my next YouTube video is coming out.
That I believe.
He said that I do.
No. He'll never make that deadline. It'll be June 17th or something.
Yeah, you're right.
That's when Flash.
Anyway, but for real.
I feel like Golem. I know it's like an alter ego, but it's kind of like
it's kind of who he is at that point.
It festered from the Ring. Like the Ring is what
that was Adam's
created that, right? But so I don't know. I mean, Golem at least was upfront about being a piece of shit. Smeagol played at the heartstrings and was like, "Oh no, I'm totally okay. I'll be your man. You're my master."
I love that. That makes it better. You go into a situation like, "I'm going to let you know right now, I'm a piece of shit."
I like you. You're honest.
Don't you have more respect for him?
Hey, that goes back to the George Carlin thing about Bill Clinton. He's like, at least Bill Clinton, he comes right up and says, "Yeah, I am a piece of shit, but at least I'm honest."
Talk about a racist, George Carlin. No, I only say this about people who are dead and can't say anything.
I don't think Corey gets to edit this episode, guys.
Let me guess, Corey. Boromir was also a racist.
Oh,
First of all, his name is Boromir.
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 All right. I'd like to go out on record and say, Adrian, you've been killing it with the names. Mike, come on.
Boromir's when he was in his college days.
Boromir. This is what I'm here for.
All right. But
I'm here
yeah,
to fuck the names up.
See, I kind of agree with you a little bit, but I can't put all the blame on the ring. Like at a point, yeah, that's what started his downfall.
Oh no,
but
Smeagol's
he
a piece of
kind of
shit.
embraced it, yeah.
I think that side of Smeagol was always there before the ring.
And Mike, I think you bring up a good point. Like at the beginning, it really showed how weak his will was. Like as soon as he saw that ring, he switched.
That's why
it was.
That's why I believe.
I'm not saying that he wasn't on the verge of doing something shitty anyway.
No, right. But
that's what I'm saying. That's why I believe that side of Smeagol was always there. See,
and I think
that side of Darth Vader wasn't always there.
That's not important right now. Back to the topic at hand.
Can we stop saying Smeagol's name as if we're smearing him on a bagel, please?
Schmeagol.
It's not Schmeagol, goddammit.
Hey,
it's Smeagol.
Don't make fun of my New Jerseyan accent. Anyway.
Hey, Corey, how do you spell Frodo?
Huh? F-R-O-D-O. I spelled it right on there.
Fredo.
Fredo. No, yeah, but Mike.
Fredo and Samwise Gamgee.
I'd like. I need to. While we're on the topic of the ring and shit, what it does to people, I need to correct something I argued in previous episodes. I'm sticking to the topic, and I'm going to keep dragging us back to the topic.
Thank you.
They're not dragons.
Because they're drakes.
Wordplay.
But what I'm going to say is a little bit of focus, guys. Remember, Corey, you're the one that said we got to channel the Two Towers energy. So lead by example.
Talking about, man.
I have to correct something I argued in previous episodes where you guys were asking about the ring and like the deal with it and the soul and everything. And you are right. It was basically like a Horcrux, except his entire essence went into the ring when he died versus him separating like his soul.
Right.
And that's why I was trying to get back to him.
So Voldemort is way smarter than Sauron.
Yeah, in a way.
Everything always leads back to Harry Potter.
No.
He said no.
I mean,
worm tongue, worm tail.
Adrian said something.
If anything, it's the other way around.
Yeah, right.
Harry Potter stole all of this from Lord of the Rings.
No.
You mean when Harry Potter was wearing the Horcrux turning evil and Ron wanted to take it from him?
It wouldn't surprise me if She Who Should Not Be Mentioned stole all that from Tolkien.
What are you talking about? Tolkien
I mean,
stole it
she
from
was
Yeah,
a
Hermione.
starving. Yeah.
Wait, that's what we're talking about. She Who Shall Not Be Mentioned. God damn it.
Nah, I still have the biggest crush on Emma Watson to this day. So no.
Oh, yeah.
Samesies.
Sam's, you're a wizard, Gandalf.
No fucking shit.
Just real quick, you guys watched that Harry Potter thing that came out like in January?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, was that Tom Felton or Daniel Radcliffe? Like when everyone had a crush on Emma Watson, I had a crush on fucking Helena Bonham Carter.
That was Tom Felton.
Yes.
Yeah, Tom
No,
Felton.
that was. I thought that was Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, I think it was.
It sounds like
Was
a total Daniel Radcliffe thing to say.
It's definitely
really
Daniel Radcliffe because they both were in the same. They
But
were
I'd
both in
watched-
the same room together, and he said that right in front of her.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
He grew up a little bit, got a little confidence.
I mean, he's Daniel fucking Radcliffe.
Well, she's Helena fucking Bonham Carter.
Can you rap? Can you rap like Daniel Radcliffe?
Was Daniel Radcliffe in Fight Club? I don't think so.
Not yet.
Not yet.
When they remake it.
They'll remake it eventually.
He was Weird Al Yankovic, so
Yeah, I've heard good things about that.
That is not a trajectory to Fight Club, Mike. Well, he was Weird Al, so
Tyler Durden, Weird
Tyler
Al.
Durden is next.
You don't
sounds
know.
about right.
If you can be Weird Al, you can be anybody.
I don't know if you know this, Mike, but Weird Al did not play Brad Pitt's character.
So anyway, back to Lord of the Rings.
Back to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, so the ring, it kind of makes me, because it turned Smeagol instantly. Frodo took like 3 movies to really start getting dark. It
Kids
kind of
got
makes
some
you
strong
wonder,
fucking willpower.
does it only affect people who already have it in them to be that?
To be evil.
I don't think so. I would actually even argue that Frodo got the way he did like worse because Smeagol was
There you go.
like in his ear, like just poisoning him little by little.
Oh, he
I
pushed
think it was
along very
definitely
nicely.
he was definitely driving him more into the madness with the ring.
Absolutely.
I think without Smeagol there, that wouldn't happen.
Because
Like, I think it was still.
It's
I
hard
think
to
it still
say,
would have
it's hard to
happened.
say.
And I don't think it would have been as intense.
He was using what he knows the ring does to your mind against Frodo because Frodo would believe him because, he knows what he's talking about. So he definitely pushed that with his experience of the ring.
It's made pretty obvious in this movie that, like, Samwise is picking up, like, hey, Gollum's a bad fucking dude. And Frodo will not give...
from the beginning, too.
Right, and Frodo will not give up on him. He's like, I'm not letting him go.
Sam's smart and Frodo's stupid.
Well, Frodo's just, he's being deceived by a lie. We all did it.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Adrian. No, it's fine. Because I know you're you're like big fan of Sam, and Corey as well.
It's my boy.
This is for both of you, really. What do you think about the parallel from, like, in the journey in Two Towers when Sam's like planning the return trip and Frodo's the one saying, I don't know if there's gonna be a return trip, to the end of this movie where Frodo's like, well, I can't finish the water, what about the return trip? And Sam's the one that has to be like, I don't think there's gonna be a trip home, Mr. Frodo, finish the water. How do you feel about like the change between their two perspectives and Sam being like the one that's really like accepting the fate?
Yeah, I think Samwise just knew, like, even he was probably like the most hopeful person. He was the one that kept hope alive in Frodo for the first two movies. I think it just got to a point where they were getting, further into the adventure, into Mordor. I think he just got to a point where he knew, like, I don't think there's any coming back from this. I think.
Yeah. Plus, I think on the mountain when Frodo eventually flips out and tells Sam, I can't use you anymore. I think that's why Sam broke down so hard and started bawling, because he's like, I fucking held you this whole goddamn time, and now you're dumping me off like I'm not useful? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, I think it was like, to me, I just took that as like, Frodo, I think, is like Sam's favorite person in the whole world. And that's like,
hobbits have twinsies, which
that's
is
literally
their
like your
person.
That's like your hero telling you to get the fuck away from them. Like, I don't want you around. I think that broke Sam.
I think it was a mix of that and the fact that he knew that Sam, like, that Frodo was going to keep following Gollum, and he was like terrified of where that was going to lead him, because
literally Gollum poisoned him against him, and he did. Yeah. Gollum is
brings me to one point that I have written down here. Let me read it to you word for word how I have it written. Frodo is a punk ass bitch who never gave Sam the credit he deserved. That's how I feel about it.
I don't know. I think the ending of the movie, he did give him the credit he deserved.
Yeah. By the end, yes, but
Gimli, haha. No, we'll talk about that scene. That was a weird fucking scene.
It's very weird.
No, I wouldn't say Frodo never gives Sam the credit. I think the ring is fucking influencing him a lot. There are moments of realization.
Corey, Frodo's just really misunderstood.
Oh,
he's misunderstood.
No, I think he's pretty straightforward.
I think that ring's gonna fuck up anyone. I think Frodo lasted longer than most people would have.
Like, that was why he was chosen to begin with.
I was going to say, if
he had this,
but because he's a little punk ass bitch, he gave
even Gandalf didn't want to look or touch the ring.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look,
he literally couldn't.
Yeah,
look how it was affecting Gandalf, and he wasn't even holding it.
Well, they say at some point in the movies that man basically can't resist it, and Gandalf is probably closer to the human race than he is the hobbits.
Well, I mean, look at Galadriel. She almost couldn't resist it.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost fucked in.
And the thing is, like, people like them are so fucking powerful. If they let it corrupt them, they'd be almost unstoppable.
That's Galadriel even says, if I take this ring, I will be fucking unstoppable.
Right. You will no longer have like a lord. You will now have a queen, and you will love her and no despair.
You will worship me.
And Frodo doesn't really have power other than, like, his inner power.
Yeah.
His friendship is his power.
No,
all
Sam
that bullshit.
Is his power.
Sam is his power. Yeah, so I mean, like, if you give that ring to Merry, if you give that ring to Pippin,
well, first of all, Pippin drops it.
Yeah.
He definitely drops it somewhere.
Yeah.
Or he puts it on and plays with it until he's dead.
Right down the well with that dead
I can be
dwarf.
invisible and steal all the pumpkins from this dude's pumpkin patch.
And the thing is, like, throughout these...
stab.
That's what he would use it for, too, literally. He'd still be dancing up on the table with a beer in his hand, but just invisible.
Nobody could see him.
Is the beer invisible?
Is Pippin stealing beer again? Dumbass.
they've already shown, like, especially Pippin, they've showed all of their, like, affinity for bright, shiny things in all three movies. So, like, as soon as they got that ring, I think they would have I'm not saying they would have gone corrupt right away, but they would have given in a lot faster than I think Frodo. Sam's interesting.
He does
Like Corey said, would Sam have been as strong-willed as... I think he would have had a chance.
I think so, mostly because like he's even tested at one point. Like when he thinks Frodo's dead from the spider, he takes the ring and he's carrying it that whole time till he rescues Frodo, and then he gives it back to him.
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't even hesitate to give it back to him.
Oh, I don't know. I would disagree.
I don't know.
I think there's a moment of hesitation.
Well, okay,
think
a little bit, but
do you think that hesitation stemmed from him not wanting to give up the ring?
That's what I want to ask.
To put it back in Frodo's hands because
I think it's more he didn't want to put it back in Frodo's hands.
That's what I was going to ask. Was he being drawn to the power, or was he liking it, or was he worried for Frodo?
At the beginning of the first movie, even in the Shire, you can tell Frodo's a little more of a risk taker and like Sam's level-headed from the jump. So I think if he had the ring, he would have been better off with it.
I think that if this was like a thing that was meant to happen, like it was like a prophecy, if you will, not that it ever says that it is, but like Frodo is meant to be the one to take the ring there. Sam was the one meant to be along for the ride to make sure that Frodo didn't fuck up.
Frodo was...
I think I think that if Sam held it long enough, he wouldn't have had the same... I don't think he would have been as strong as Frodo to be able to take it the whole way.
Okay.
Actually, the real question is, would Frodo have been strong enough to carry Sam like Sam carried Frodo?
And that's
I don't
know.
I don't know. Sean Austin was kind of a bigger guy.
Yeah.
I don't even mean size wise. I mean
I know.
Like inner strength. I don't think
I do not believe Frodo would have had the inner strength to continue
I think
on
they
that
were
journey.
all placed exactly where they needed to be.
Yep.
Yeah, Samwise does not skip leg day.
I think that's exactly why Gandalf told Sam to never let Frodo leave his side.
Or second line.
Or to never leave Frodo's side.
Second breakfast.
Hey, come on. When you see the pictures of all four of them these days, like, Sean Austin's plumped up. The rest of them are all, like, identical. Like, and that's okay.
And that's fine.
Yeah, because none of us are exactly spring chickens.
Fuck no, dude. I put on so much weight the last couple months.
I am
really
thin
do
as
something
fuck.
about that.
Okay.
I'm not sure why everybody's laughing.
I don't get it, guys.
I lost 3 pounds.
Oh, well, they cut off 3 pounds. That's because they removed your dick, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'll take that compliment.
He said, I'll take that.
That was pretty nice of you. Goddamn.
They made a necklace out of it for me to wear around. But it's
Nice.
kind of heavy if you catch my drift.
Wait, did they give you that? Did they give you the ability to pick from a Rick and Morty fake penis?
Yeah, I got a lava lamp. I think I fucked up.
floating around.
I think I fucked up. It's really hot.
It's even like diamond shaped. All right, Mike, do you have a question you want to ask about the movie to us?
You know, I say their names wrong all the time. Fucking
We know.
Boromir? Did I say it right?
Boromir.
The Deadsies?
Fromir.
Faramir.
It's a V. Faramir.
It's Faramir.
No, Faramir.
Or Faramir, yeah.
Yeah. God damn it,
So
Boromir and
fucking with
Faramir.
Mike, he's already struggling.
Those two. Their dad is such a piece of shit.
Yeah, the steward.
Like,
I'm gonna burn my son alive with me.
Am I the only one that was happy to watch him run off the fucking cliff burning alive?
Nah, I just pictured
No,
it
it
as
was
my
great.
dad.
Oh. Well, I didn't picture
No,
that.
that's not an awe moment, Mike.
I will tell you one piece of beautiful cinematography with the steward though. When he does send Faramir back over to try and take that other place, as the horses are charging, and when the ogres let go of all their bows, the red juice is dripping down his chin.
Oh, God,
He's
it's so
eating.
gross.
It was such a beautiful camera move.
It was.
And
I was gonna say the same thing though. I was actually gonna
It's so
bitch about the scene of him eating food. And
Oh, it's
That's when,
gross.
like that.
that's when Pippin's singing his song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like any scene in a medieval thing where a king's eating because they always eat like fucking animals.
I know it's fucking
Savages.
foul.
Oh. There's
Yeah.
something else. I did want to kind of bring it back to something you asked me about in the last episode we did.
Okay.
I'm kind of irritated that Aragorn just kind of like cast that one blonde chick off to the side. Just to go back to the elf lady.
I knew you were gonna
I'm like,
feel that way.
what
That's
the
why I wanted
fuck?
that. Okay, I knew you were gonna feel.
Oh,
that
well,
way.
Eowyn or whatever.
I think
I can't
I think that
remember.
was totally the right call. I would have been pissed
Oh,
if
I
it was
mean-
the other way around. Honestly,
Now,
I don't know.
one's Liv
I'm
Tyler.
Well, I know, but I got mixed feelings about it. Like he left her,
Mike.
she
I
had no.
agree
She
with
didn't
you.
try to get back with him, which I know wasn't really like she was kind of like believed that it. I don't. That was all kind of confusing unless you like really. I kind of went back and like rewatched that to get that understanding.
Now
Now hold on. Let me
Let him
just
finish.
see if I understand this correctly. She was lied to about the prospect of their marriage and whatnot, right?
Not lied to, just
You mean the vision of the child and all that?
yeah.
All that shit.
It wasn't
didn't-
that she was lied to. That was the vision, but everything that happened made that vision go further and further away from the truth.
Okay.
It started going away every time something happened that wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was-
See,
she was
I
pretty
didn't
mu-
follow super well, but
she was
It
pretty
would've-
much.
Yeah, go for it.
No, I was just gonna say, she was pretty much told like her future depends on the outcome of the ring.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much
And-
she's betting on if the ring gets destroyed, she'll have a happy life with Aragorn. If it doesn't, they're both gonna die.
And her father's biggest thing was he was going to go on and live an immortal life. Well, no matter what outcome she chose, if she chose to be with him, she would die eventually. And
Yeah, he wanted
was
her to
just-
have the
he-
immortal life.
Yeah, he wanted
Okay.
her to be with her people and live as an elf.
Okay.
But she
See,
chose immortal life.
And then
I
she
did-
saw
I
Steven
did get the
Tyler's
sense-
grandson, and she's like, "I got to get dad a grandson."
I did get the sense that her dad was kind of like trying to force her into the idea of to not be with Aragorn.
Like at the
Um,
end, he allowed her to make the choice.
Because
like
Yeah.
in the elven world, when you're shipped over to the other side, the light side, to live the rest of your life in peace, if you deny that, you don't get another chance. Or it's very unlikely that you will.
Okay.
like
So
there was
he
that
wanted her
scene-
to take it because she may not get another chance
Well,
to
okay.
do it.
So from her point of view, I'm completely on board and okay with what she did because she didn't meet somebody else. She didn't just have feelings for somebody else.
Yeah, she had to make the choice.
But Aragorn was kind of a player.
He didn't. I don't even think he led the other girl on. Honestly, she kind of like made her own decisions there,
I mean,
and he even like shut it down pretty quick.
He said, "Like I can't give you what you desire."
Yeah, like
He was
I think
pretty clear with her.
I think that was handled pretty
Alright.
well.
They played swords together.
Now, here's my thing.
You're married.
you know
in my
that's
book.
foreplay.
Wait. She had her sword and his sword crossed path.
It
they
was
did.
okay back then, Doug.
It's okay now.
That's right.
I'd argue it's more okay. now.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. That's my point.
Oh God. No. Here's my thing. I just by the end of the third movie, which surprised me.
I think Corey got high before this episode, guys.
On life, brother.
On lead, brother, and pickled
he's got that
pickled
Santa back.
sausages.
He's got that Santa background going. He's cheerful.
That's right.
He's happy. He's
Corey
he's
does-
I'm
merry.
jolly.
Corey doesn't. He's married.
He's upset. He's still upset with us for having an episode last week without him. So he's
Yeah,
taking
that
it out in this
he isn't
episode.
on one.
Even though he
Oh,
realizes
hey, he
he's
has-
hurting himself.
I was gonna say he has to edit it.
It's okay. I'm gonna record a bunch of stuff of me talking and insert it in the middle of you guys' episode.
No. Here's the thing. I didn't know Mike was going the route where he like. Mike, are you saying you think you liked Eowyn better for Aragorn than?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Then
Okay, so
Arrow-
I kind of felt that way
then
too.
Aragorn, Eowyn. I'm just saying I like her by
Eowyn.
the end of the trilogy. I liked her better as a character than I did Arwen.
Yes.
I'm not saying like
Yeah,
necessarily
well,
she was better for Aragorn.
I just once she's
I
a
think
badass.
she clearly got more screen time.
Yeah, she got more to do.
I think
So-
she made
and, like-
more sense for the wife of a king, honestly. But
Well, and before I understood these movies, like I didn't think. I just thought like, oh, fucking Liv Tyler, she's going to be a big part of it. Like I didn't expect like this random villager in Hodor and the
Whoa!
Two Towers.
How
more
dare
than-
you call her a random villager?
Well, I mean, she was royalty's daughter and
she is Eowyn, daughter of blah, 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 blah.
Well, they're,
Theoden, Eowyn,
they're
daughter of
both-
Theoden.
they're both royalty, basically.
Yeah. Right.
One's just elven and one's human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was
Good-
always the
good-
thing
good
was
call.
him being half and half. It, like that was why. It was
Oh,
such a
I
big
wasn't
deal.
saying that because of royalty. I was just
Yeah.
saying an elf with a human makes less sense in their world than
Well,
a human
he's
with a
half.
human.
He is a half.
I'm
elf.
definitely
Fuck
going to say
that.
good call, Doug, on realizing that I definitely was going to have a problem with that.
See, I kind of figured you would.
You don't need no elf running the country. I put my foot down right here.
damn,
Hey,
Corey,
are you just like Sauron? You're racist. You think all
Corey's
else
like
are the
full
same?
Who the
of,
fuck
like-
would say that Sauron is racist?
Corey is
That's
full of
fucked up,
piss.
Mike.
I'd say piss and vinegar, but it's just piss.
Doug, are you just? I like that. Are you just keeping it there? Corey's full of piss.
Yeah.
Well, I have drank all this water. I am.
Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah. So Adrian, do you have a question that you want to ask the rest of us about this movie?
Yeah. I mean, I have a
Answer's
couple.
Fire away, fire away.
There's still more to talk about, clearly, but just like something off the top of your head or that you have planned.
Cause
Yeah,
baby,
so-
you're a firework. Sorry.
I already asked about the.
Different song.
I wanted your opinions on how far Merry and Pippin and Sam would make it with the ring. We talked about that. Oh, what was the other one? Oh, we talked about Sam, whether he hesitated to give the ring. Frodo kind of has that same thing when Sam finally hands the ring over, and Frodo says
like
to him, like,
snatches that bitch.
he does, and he says, I'm sorry, but this is my burden, you understand? Another thing on Frodo's perspective is that kind of, as they're getting close to Mordor and it's calling more to him, is it becoming like his precious, or do you think he's worried about
Oh, for
Sam?
sure.
Like,
Well, that's why once he gets to the peak where he can throw it into lava, he changes his mind.
yeah,
Thank God for Smeagol.
I was gonna say that's
Right.
always kind of
Yeah.
upset me that like Sam couldn't get through to him in the end, and it had to be Gollum that like wrestled it away from him
yeah.
to get
That's
it to
true.
drop.
But
I always
that's
wanted
actually,
him to make the choice to drop it,
No,
but
I think it makes the more sense that he couldn't, because nobody.
no,
every single
like
time
I'm
somebody
not
gets
saying
they
it
just
doesn't make
can't.
sense. It's just like part of me wished it went down that way. But
Yeah,
I'm not, like-
understandable.
it's not like a black mark in the movie for me.
No, the movies are very consistent with how the ring affects people. So
Yeah,
Okay, here's one thing I want to talk about. There'll be a little bit of controversy. We've talked about things like this in the past. Since we were
God.
just talking about Eowyn, when she kills the Witch King, which I love the design of the Witch King. I do wish he would have got like a little more presence in this movie. Like I wish he
Yeah.
would have just
Or any of the
slaughtered like
movies.
hundreds of. Yeah, I feel like his design, like he could have been such a badass.
and
He didn't
I
really get-
just real quick, I need to point
Yeah,
out that
yeah,
World of Warcraft stole everything about that character and his castle for the Wrath of the Lich King.
Oh,
Every last bit. The helmet, the fucking castle, the statues
heard of
outside
that.
the castle.
I'll have to go
Lord
look
of the
every
Rings
last bit of
barely
Does it-
used them, so they were just like, they're not
No, no,
gonna
no, no.
mind.
Yeah.
they're not gonna.
But anyway, I
Does
just
he
had
Who
to
even
point that
knows
out.
he exists?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just had to throw that out there. It's something me and my buddy like clowned on on WoW for as we were watching this movie.
It's funny.
I'll clown
Yes.
on WoW all day.
So
Yeah,
this
me
is
too.
this is one of my favorite things when she kills the Witch King, and of course I know from research it's not really explained in the movie, but Mary definitely helps with like that special dagger, letting her
Yeah.
stab him because
Yeah.
if he wouldn't
Yeah.
have done that, she wouldn't have been able to kill him. But this is one of
Man,
those
you
fucking
really went all out for these movies. I'm just like I'm shocked.
yeah, they're cool.
Would you say you're culture shocked?
Yes.
God damn it. No, so when she kills the Witch King, I think this right here is exactly how you do like the woman power scene. I think
Yeah.
this felt so good.
Yes.
This felt so fucking good to me.
It was
uh,
organic.
It was organic. The problem I have with the current day, like a lot of them, not all of them, some of them do them great. Wakanda Forever. I recommend that movie.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely.
But
I haven't
like,
seen it yet, so please.
no, we
hold
won't say
on.
anything.
Yeah.
Doug, there are some females in Wakanda Forever.
No.
I
Don't lie
hope,
to
hope
me.
that's not a deal breaker.
We all know Doug's
For
sexist.
me, 100%.
No, but
Oh, there's
like
also dogs.
Oh, well, that kind of fuck dogs. Anyway,
I don't actually know if there's dogs. I don't remember.
yeah, like we've
I
talked
don't
about
think so.
before, though.
better not be.
I think me and Mike were kind of on one side with the whole Endgame
Yeah.
thing. It just felt
Yep.
so in your face and forced. Right here, it's done fucking to perfection. Like one of my favorite lines in this whole movie is her, "No man can kill me." She rips
Yeah.
off her helmet. I fucking love that. I am no man. Just fucking stabs him in the face. Such a badass
Yeah,
moment.
no, I definitely love
I was
that.
100% okay with her being the one that did that, yes.
See, I've said it since we did our first episode on these movies. Is like one of my favorite thing about this series is that it allows men to have feelings and still be strong, and it like puts women in, like it doesn't.
So
It handles all those things really well. Like
Hell yeah.
That scene right there is exactly why she should have been with Aragorn and not Liv Tyler.
That was the scene that I'm like, oh yeah, I love her.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, I think she's awesome too.
That whole battle's the reason I like fell in love with her.
Yeah.
And like I know it seems like out of nowhere that her and Faramir like kind of end up like as a thing, but I think had there been more time to flesh it out, that makes total sense.
Well, that's called her backup plan.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep. She
Since
had
plan A
a
was
she had a
she
deal.
really
She had a
wanted-
no. She had a deal with Faramir. If we're both 40 and we're not
I was
married,
gonna say that if you watch the extended edition,
the Friends edition,
She really wanted Boromir, but
the We're on a Break edition.
as did their father.
Damn, yeah, that's
man.
pretty cold when he just comes out and says that.
Yeah, it
got
is.
him.
You wish that I
Like
had
I
died
said-
instead of Boromir. Yes, I do wish that.
Do you think their dad said that when Faramir walked out of the room? Got him.
God, fuck that guy. I can't stand him.
I know.
No, it is a little convenient that Faramir came back from that fight. Like, his horse was the only one that came dragging his body.
I know.
But, you know, I'm
All the
willing
other
to
guys are
suspend
dead.
my disbelief.
Maybe
Yeah,
that
like,
horse
it
was
it
just
was a
smarter than the
suicide.
rest.
It was supposed to be a suicide.
It was a
mission.
suicide mission, yeah. And then
It also
and then
would have
Pippin.
been. It also would have been more beautiful if it was a suicide because of the music going into it and they're all riding.
Yeah.
But I like that they gave Faramir a chance to not be a little bitch right at the end there and just listen to his father anyway.
You mean like Frodo?
Exactly.
Little bitch.
Or Sauron. Saruman, I mean.
Saruman.
Sauron is such a little bitch.
Such
How
little
did they
bitches.
struggle against this guy?
None of them are a Samwise, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Samwise
All right,
the Brave.
Corey, you got a question for the rest of us about this movie?
Yeah. How you guys doing today?
I don't
No, I
think
mean-
that was about this movie. He is
Oh, right,
stoned
right.
as fuck.
we kind of already talked mostly about what I wanted to talk about. Like, do you? The one thing that always struck me as amazing, but I've heard arguments that it was kind of cheesy, was the "you don't bow for anybody here."
Oh, I'd love that.
I love that moment. But
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot of people out there that think it was a little too corny at the end of the movie.
All
really?
Nah,
I don't
dude,
think
let
so.
me
that's
just
great.
let me just start and let me see if I can see
Oh,
their.
here
Okay,
we go.
Mike's
So
one of
these
those people. Here we go.
Hold on. So these people are clearly fucking idiots.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's,
Okay,
Thank you for
okay,
turning
Mike,
that around.
Never mind. I really almost got a little sad. Thank you. Thank you. My friends, you bow to no one. Yeah, that was a
Oh, that's
fantastic-
I think
that's
it's
I
amazing
fucking I
moment.
love that scene.
Now,
That's maybe the
Pippin
most
shouldn't have been
emotional.
involved,
Okay,
except you.
what's the okay? I have a
no, you bow to.
all right. Since we barely
But I
spoke
can
about them,
sing a song. No bow.
so the three amigo. I think we know who I'm talking about here. Aragorn.
Oh, yeah.
Legolas and Gimli.
Yeah, the best
What
characters.
was what's your favorite moment from them in this movie?
Oh, the when they're counting how many people they're killing on the field,
You know what?
And
and Gimli he takes down the whole elephant, and he says,
Yeah,
"It
it's
still
like-
only counts as
It
one."
counts as one.
Still only counts as one.
I'm gonna go with something much more touching, where Gimli says, "It's gonna be sad that I go out fighting beside an elf." He's like, "Well, how about a friend?" He's like, "I can
Yeah.
do that."
It's a
I can do
beautiful
that.
moment.
Yeah, that's
Um,
actually my favorite moment as well between those two in the whole trilogy.
Yeah, there's so many good ones. I love their fucking
See,
little
I'm not
ev-
always cynical.
everything about. I just love everything about
Mm.
Gimli and Legolas. It's always like a friendly competition. Like even
Yeah.
at the beginning of this one, it's fucking like the drinking competition at the bar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm starting to feel a sensation in my fingers.
Well,
It's tingly.
it's funny because you have that friend group. Like one of them's over there, like Gimli, like oh beer, and then you have someone else who can just put down 10 beers and be like, I'm
That
feeling
was
a
Adrian.
sensation. Yeah, I was Gimli.
Yeah.
And then we all knew Tyler. He was
Yeah.
Legolas.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
Tyler, how many beers have you had? 40.
But
What?
then Tyler would eventually get so drunk he'd just shake your hand and you're the greatest, man. You're the greatest.
yeah, yeah.
I'll never
Yeah.
forget the moment.
Love you,
dude.
Tyler.
I'll never
There was
forget
a
the
point
moment.
there where his grip got really strong when we were working out together.
Like Ty, you gotta let me go. You gotta let me go, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget the moment. Me, him, and Andy are watching fucking See No Evil, Hear No Evil. Great movie with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder.
Actually, yeah.
That's
We're wa-
that's a great classic.
We're watching that movie. Me and Andy are laughing. Tyler's in the middle sleeping. Me and Andy laugh so loud. Tyler looks up and goes, he does. He had no idea what was going on.
Oh, beautiful.
Was he right, though?
Oh, it was a great moment.
See,
Classic
That's funny.
Tyler.
Tyler knows.
I think one of my maybe this is just like an Aragorn moment, but when they're
That's
going
fine.
into
I love
when
Aragorn.
they're going into like the dead man's cave or whatever, dude, he that line delivery of just "I do not fear death," and he just fucking walks in like that's
It's a
the
badass
king.
moment.
That's the king of Gondor right there.
I love
not even-
I love
he's not
him
even
running
scared
in.
of the dead
I love
king.
Legolas running in without fear, and then
He
Gimli's
says
like
nothing.
an elf goes goes where a fucking
Where a
dwarf won't underground or whatever.
I'd
and
never
he's
heard
like,
the end of it.
Yeah, so he
Yeah,
has to
yeah.
go in.
Yeah, I love that whole thing. And then I kind of love when they just ride off to go get the ghosts, and like they don't explain to the people why they're leaving. Everyone's like, hey, where the fuck?
They're abandoning
In the
us.
middle of the night, too.
And then King Theoden's like, they're leaving because they must. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Are they running,
He's
or are
sending
they
3 of our best warriors away?
He knows what's up.
like? Could you fill us in? Are they bringing backup or?
Theoden throughout the last 2 movies was constantly like, "We're not helping. We're helping. We're not helping. We're helping."
Without
I don't know that I
Aragorn, they
trust
wouldn't
him so
even
much.
they wouldn't have even been on their way to help.
So Theoden is a very fickle
exactly.
bitch.
Theoden's
There's
moment.
another bitch, man. You know, movies full of bitches.
They're lighting the beacons, right?
Yeah, they're lighting the beacons.
They're lighting the beacons. Why on earth didn't they have 2 separate beacons to show that the message was received and they light them to know that we
Oh, that's
are
a good
on our
idea.
way?
That's
Why-
true.
Why was it just a one-way line? That
That's
could
a
have so
lot of
easily
lighting
been-
stuff, man.
Yeah, they didn't have electricity back then.
Exactly.
So
you
listen.
don't just flip it on. You have to start a fire and shit.
Listen, they
They
can't
could
make
have literally put them next to each other.
they can't make
Ah,
2
man,
beacons. They can't make 2 beacons, but at the same time, the orcs can make this fucking battering ram that has like a wolf face on the front with like fire in its mouth. I'm like, is all that necessary? Can't you just make a battering ram?
That's just always been something that bothers me about that. Is like they don't know they're coming, but how easy would it have been to just have 2 sets of beacons
Listen.
next to each other?
It's genius. Doug is
Adrian,
the new king of Gondor.
Adrian, the orcs have the power of Saruman.
That's true, but he's a bitch.
They could do whatever. Well, he does show that he's eventually a bitch. Yeah.
They rolled up and they're like, "This is the new BMW Wolf Batarang or Boomerang Batarang." Jesus Christ,
battering ram.
Battering Ram. Look at it, limited edition. They only made 300 of these. All right.
They slap the side of it. This puppy can fire 5 at a time.
Like, what is the what?
This
What
can
is the
cook
Wait,
so
I'm
many
thinking of a
chickens.
catapult.
what is the util? What is the utility?
Battering rams don't shoot anything, Mike.
What is the utility of having grates on the front of that battering ram with fire shooting out of its mouth?
It
Like, it
looks
doesn't-
Intimidation
cool.
factor.
It looks
No, it
cool.
looks cool.
Yeah, intimidation, yeah.
I mean,
Just
it
that
did
looks
look
cool.
pretty.
This is
awesome.
why I'm the next king of Gondor, guys.
This is why Gondor arises.
Why do you put spoilers on a neon? It just looks cool, you know.
Looks badass.
Why do you put spinning rims on a Cadillac, man?
No, Doug.
my
It's
chair-
the same
got my
reason I put
cherry
racing
bomb.
stripes on my Cobalt.
You imagine the battering ram on the back had a cherry bomb as they're slamming it into the door.
Doug, you might be right about it. You might be right about intimidation though, because Boromir and Faramir's dad, I'd never remember his name, but
He's a
Yeah,
bitch.
I forget it too.
when he's losing his mind and he tells them all, "Panic, run!" Gandalf has to knock his ass out and be like, "Prepare for battle."
Don't you know when he ran off the building on fire, that was just an intimidation tactic to scare the enemy?
It was
Dude,
there.
that's
They
one of my-
planned.
Honestly, that's my second favorite scene where something's on fire in the series. It's the tree in the second movie
Yeah.
putting itself out, and then
Oh,
him
yeah.
running off the fucking top of that building.
Doug's
least
gonna rank his
it-
top 5 fire scenes. What about the battering ram with the fire?
It's
That's his third favorite.
It's aight.
It's like 3 or
Listen.
4.
That scene where he's running off the cliff, all it was missing was the ah.
Wilhelm. Or you mean the Harry
or the
Potter?
Yeah.
Ah!
That would
I was gonna say there are.
been something.
I want to do a fan edit, but just that one moment. The rest is the same movie.
The whole movie.
And then in the
God.
back, fucking Pippin singing. Oh.
So, Adrian, you seem like you have a bunch of shit prepared that you want to talk about. So let's take us down through your list for a bit.
Yeah.
Uh,
well, so to
Those are
answer
some
that
good
question,
points.
Okay, I'll consider the points you made. Okay, here's a good question. Whose speech did you like better, Theoden's or Aragorn's? Both pretty epic speeches before battle. I like how King Theoden does the little fucking hitting his sword down their spears, like while he's riding down the line.
Which
Pretty
which
much
one was
saying-
more effective?
First of all, I
Very
love how
Braveheart.
before the
Braveheart.
Aragorn speech, he like chops that fucking that weird fucker's head right off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We're not
and
here
then
for
Gimli,
negotiations.
Gimli's like, I guess the negotiations are over.
Wait a minute. Where have I heard that before? Oh no, the negotiations were short. That's right.
Ah,
Star Wars.
Star Wars, of course, Star Wars. Yeah. So, which speech did you guys like better? Both really good. I know.
I think the Aragorn one, because there was so much like emotion behind it. Like
I feel like
behind
Aragorn,
the entire trilogy.
Aragorn in these movies means too much to me for me to pick Theoden. Plus, I think Theoden is a fucking flip flopper. So I'm gonna go with Aragorn.
Theoden's speech in this one though is so good. Like,
So
it's
good.
really
Great.
hard to
Call him a
choose.
bitch.
It's great, but he's a bitch. So I mean, I gotta go with Aragorn.
According to Corey, only 4
Theoden.
characters in these movies aren't bitches.
Theoden fits in the category of bitch.
I love
Stupid
through how all of
bitch.
this. Yeah, I love through how all of this. Aragorn is still like, he's like, remember we're doing this for Frodo and Sam, and he's like,
Hell
"For
yeah."
Frodo, and like
Wait a minute.
he's always like at that level of like humility, and he never forgets like they're part of the group too, and their mission
Dude,
is.
I swear to God,
important.
I was fucking sleepwalking when I watched these movies like a year and a half ago. I don't remember any of this shit. Like when Aragorn, I didn't know coming into this that Return of the King was Aragorn. I didn't know he was the king. I thought maybe like fucking Sauron was the king or something. Like,
Holy shit, dude!
when I watched this a year and a half ago,
I feel like
No,
I feel like
Sauron's
this is the
racist.
first time you really watched the movie.
Saruman's racist.
yeah, no, this time like fucking opened my eyes. to the
Sauron
movies.
is sexist.
Yeah, that's Sauron.
Okay.
You gotta get him
Anyway,
right.
but yeah, like I feel like you like really gave them a real chance this time.
Yeah, this is the first time I think I wanted to go in not hating them.
Is it actually? I kind of want to mention something I've kind of observed, and maybe it's just because Corey's high right now, but
Right, could be.
I feel like Adrian's a bigger fan of these movies than Corey at this moment.
Corey,
What are we
Well,
talking
Corey-
about?
well, Corey's gonna edit that out for sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a bigger fan. I think I'm just in the zone. Corey's just high.
Mike, do you have another? Can you do that the other way so I have something to put in?
Mike's gonna say, I know Adrian's been a lifelong fan of the series, but
I know that
Oh.
Adrian's been a lifelong fan of the series, and Corey just shits on them constantly.
constantly.
Okay, now cut. Let's try it again the other way. See how it sounds.
Oh.
So let's.
I heard
I
it
know
both
that
ways.
Adrian's really giving these movies their flowers, and Corey just is shitting all over this one.
No, so you
But
did it wrong. You're fired.
Whose fault is that?
Where's
May-
the lie, though?
Maybe what's going on is this is Corey's least favorite of the 3 movies.
What?
That's possible.
Or
Wait.
maybe
I
I
actually
just
don't know. I don't know.
Or here's another possibility, Mike. I just take really fucking diligent notes before we do episodes.
That's true.
So I always have a
It's
bunch
true.
of
I'm going mostly off memory. I watched the first
Yeah.
hour and a half of this movie today and couldn't finish it, so I'm
Right.
going mostly
Forced?
off memory. The forced and the second and the second.
He's so.
Corey said the Force.
I know you got to edit that out, but holy fuck.
Corey's real feelings come out. He said the Force. Star Wars over Lord of the Rings confirmed.
So, Return of the King, Adrian. Was there anything else you want to talk about?
Talk about one of my issues with the movie.
Okay.
I totally understand why they didn't do this. I was kind of hoping to see Sauron come back into a physical form in this movie.
Yeah,
Like
that would've been cool.
we saw that for 2
At
minutes in this
least
whole
for
trilogy.
the final act.
I
Yeah.
think the Witch King was kind of the stand-in for that.
But the Witch
Yeah, I
King was
think
kind
that's
of
what
a
it was supposed to
disappointment
be.
as well.
Yeah, there was no like big baddie that they ever fought. It was always like these big battles.
Do you think that it would have been awesome for him to come back just for them to chop his fingers off again?
What if they just chopped his fingers off?
With the
Yeah,
same
like,
sword.
for him to come back, Frodo would have had and Sam would have had to fail.
Yeah,
Which is kind of
which could have
I don't-
happened.
Do
have
you
been
think this
alright.
movie really needed a big baddie fight? Do you think
No,
it
it
would have
didn't
really
need it.
benefited anything? I mean, yeah, it would have been cool, but do you think it would have been like a benefit to the story?
No, I think these movies are perfect the way they are.
Hey, Darkseid being in the Justice League movie fixed everything. So
Okay, well that's an example of turning a bad movie into a decent one.
Yeah. These are already good movies. Did
Oh,
they
right,
need
right.
that? That's why I'm asking. Like, do you think they needed it, or would you have just liked to have seen it?
I would have just liked to seen it.
Okay.
I thought I really liked the character design in that first battle of the first movie. Although, like you said, Witch King was kind of a stand-in. He looked very similar.
Yeah.
He had,
I mean,
like,
I do think
vibe.
I do think I agree. It would have been pretty cool to see and whatnot, but
I'm not saying I wanted to see fucking Frodo and Sam fight Sauron because that's just dumb.
Sam squares up and boxes him. Like,
Sorry.
Get away
shows
from
up, he's
him,
like-
you!
Sauron shows up and just snaps Smeagol's neck, and he's like, "Thank you for giving me the ring."
Right? Yeah. Sam has his little fucking light. Get away from him, you! Like he does with the spider. Sauron just like crushes it.
Sam just
Also-
bicycle kicks Sauron into the lava.
and he's like flawless.
That would have been really out of place.
Oh, wait, I think we're talking about Annihilation again. Anyway.
Shit. What is
We are.
happening right now?
I gotta say, I have, as somebody with like a crippling fear of spiders, I fucking hate the
Ooh.
giant spider part.
Oh my God.
God.
Yeah, I would
I used to
agree.
be arachnophobic.
Spider part in the first Hobbit movie is way worse though. They're fucking everywhere.
I
Oh,
hate
really?
spider
Yeah.
things.
What
First
about-
Hobbit
what about
movie,
Spider-
there's a point where they're going through this cave and don't realize it's a den for spiders, and they're all getting caught in these webs, and
Yeah.
then these spiders are just wrapping them all up in silk,
Ugh.
and they're everywhere. It's fucking.
That is-
creepy.
I have like
That is-
a legit true fear of spiders, Mike. I do not do spider stuff very well.
No, I used to
That-
be really bad at it until eventually. When I
I-
started working on gutters and shit, I had to get
I
over
love
it.
tarantulas.
Nope, fuck it, kill it.
I
One of
want
the
one
Turn
crawling
house
all
down.
over me.
That was one of the creepiest subtle little moments in this movie. The whole spider thing was scary, but when it fucking hit Frodo with the venom or whatever, and then it was wrapping him up in a web, ew, the way it's like legs were
And it
moving,
just
I
looks
was
dead.
yeah.
like-
ugh.
It was very accurate to how they actually do that too.
All Frodo had to say was like, "Listen, Charlotte, back the fuck off."
And then it would have been like.
Charlotte's
But
like the one spider that I can give a pass to. for
Doug's like, Charlotte's cool.
And Mike, just like that movie, this spider died.
That's exactly.
I was watching this video. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That they're talking about like when Frodo's stuck in all those webs and he's trying to get through them with his like dagger. And like they said, that's pretty much when you're drunk and you walk into a spider web. That's like what you're doing.
Did I ever tell you fucking one morning I went to go to work and I fucking ran into a spider web? The first thing I fucking said was, "Damn you, Spider-Man." Like JJ.
God damn it. I want pictures of Spider-Man.
I don't know what it is, but like the back door that I would go out here to go to work to
Ew.
when I was working nights, like spiders.
I'm your
just
back
fucking
door
love this
man.
Back porch, and occasionally I would go out the back door and I just like walk through like a fucking like a spider web the size of me, and for like literally 6
Ugh.
hours of work, I could just I
Yeah.
You just feel it.
raping my skin
Dude.
off.
Ew. Yeah, Doug. Doug, I think you were on meth. He said for 6 hours. For 6 hours, I was just like,
No, dude, it's just I can't get it out of my head.
I'm the same way. If it gets in my hair, I'm like, I'm itching my head for like hours.
Yeah, man, when I get it in my hair, I can't. It's terrible.
no,
It's hard
Doug.
to get out.
That's literally. That's funny. I literally wrote down, if you don't like spiders, this movie might not be for you.
Yeah, no, that scene always fucks with me a little bit.
But one of my
Like-
favorite shots in the entire movie is when Frodo's trying to advance like through the cave, and it's like that Dutch angle, like the camera's like sideways, and it's like the spider on top of him,
Yeah,
like you just see it above his head.
it's crawling over that gap.
It's such a good fucking
No,
shot.
They do that scene really well.
They do that,
Mhm.
yeah. And then when
the
he
whole
turns,
like the whole sequence really.
it's so good. And then
We
that's
stole that from Ocarina of Time.
that's another moment. Fucking Sam just comes
What?
up.
The very first boss battle in Ocarina
Oh,
of Time.
that little spider that hangs down. And,
That's not a spider.
I know. I don't even fucking. It says it's an arachnid.
That is a spider.
No, it's not.
100% says it's an arachnid.
oh,
God,
Doug's
here we
doing
go.
some Google searching.
Hold on, clicks. There it is.
There it is. We'll just be silent while I looks this up so we can edit this out and then go right back to what
I
Doug
always
has to
keep
say
the
here.
clicking in.
Oh, do
A
you?
parasitic
I think it's funny.
Okay, it is called a parasitic armored arachnid, but it doesn't even have close to 8 legs.
He's like,
Well,
that doesn't mean
that's
it's like a
whose fault is
spider,
that?
man.
That's not. That,
Whose
I just
fault
read
is
the
that?
fucking thing.
Mike's back. Whose fault is that? That trailer was 7 days before the game came out.
Oh yeah, I did
I
hear the
know.
clip.
That bothered me. Like he was like acting like he saw this like way before. I was like, I don't even know if other people are gonna be interested in this. Mike, it comes out in 7 days. Everybody's interested. But anyway,
They've been talking about this game for 5 years, Mike.
even longer, really.
I meant,
But anyway, back to the topic at hand.
no, didn't they announce
So-
that game in 2015 and it came out in 20, right?
God damn it! I think we had this conversation last time.
That's
They
what
were
I
talking
meant,
about doing it a lot
that's what I meant.
longer, but
The
okay.
whole conversation is in the episode. Yeah,
If you had been here for that episode, you could have asked that question.
Oh, okay.
don't worry, there are answers. You just
I have
gotta
not
listen
listened
to our
to it yet.
episode. Yeah. And we all know you will listen to it. So.
Oh, I will.
Yeah,
That's true.
you're gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm
He
looking
wants
forward to
it to be
shitting
bad.
on me
He
because
wants
it'll
it to
happen.
be
I'm
bad
sure.
so bad. No. We just asked your
No.
opinion several times.
And we give you mad props.
Did I give my opinion?
Yeah,
It's pretty impressive. I wasn't there.
In fact,
complete shock.
you even did the whole social media thing at the end.
Holy
No,
shit.
I already told
Oh,
him
yeah.
that we fucked that
Yeah,
up.
he already told me that part.
Yeah, I mean, me and Corey recorded an almost 2-hour episode this morning.
Right.
Right.
Was not supposed to be
Right.
2 hours, but we kept talking about Cocaine Bear. We couldn't get over it.
Oh,
Oh,
my God, that's
hell
amazing.
yeah.
Anyway, back to Return of the King. All right.
Yes.
I'm
shit.
just trying to think of we've kind of speedily hit a lot of topics.
Yeah, we kind of talked about the whole movie pretty much.
The battles in this movie are really good. I think Battle of Helm's Deep, probably still the best in the trilogy.
I was gonna say, personally, I think the Battle of Helm's Deep stands at the top because this one relied so much more on CG, like giant
Yes.
creatures and stuff.
Yep.
And the Battle of
And
Helm's
the
Deep was
ghosts and
yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna ask this straight up. Opinions on the whole ghost thing. How did you feel about them coming in and just cleaning up the fucking
I
battlefield?
thought that was fucking weird.
I was
Not gonna
actually
lie.
I was all for it because there wasn't quite enough fantasy in these movies up until then. It was all relatively just Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. But when they brought the ghosts in, I was like, there we go.
It's you're right. As soon as they brought the
I'm fucking
ghosts
with
in,
you,
it
I'm fucking
really cranked it up to a hi-fi level.
Yeah. Hi-fi times 10.
All right, I gotta leave. See you guys. All right, my thing about the ghosts is I like the inclusion of the ghost army, like you do. My complaint, though, and this is one of my biggest complaints of the whole movie, is that the second they touched the battlefield, it was like seconds. They just cleaned up everything and it was over. I wanted there to be a little more fight with them instead of them just being like the Deus
Oh, yeah.
Ex, we win now button.
Yeah, they
they're
cleared shit.
ghosts.
Yeah, they're ghosts.
It's like like when you summon something in Elden Ring. But
So,
it was
Corey,
summoning a whole army.
what you're saying is that the orcs couldn't touch them because they're ghosts, but how come the ghosts could touch them?
And no, not just that, but
Ectoplasm.
Aragorn blocks this ghost sword with his sword. I'd like to
Yeah.
point that out. So it's not like they weren't corporeal.
That's because Aragorn had the sword of blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Aragorn's half human, half elf, half ghost.
Hey guys,
That's right.
I'd just like to. I'll take this moment to say, man, Corey, we're so glad you brought your A game after missing last week, man.
And Dario and I'm not saying
Dario.
it right. And Dario, I think it's close.
Was
Closer
that
than
the
Corey.
sword's name? Okay.
No, I think that's what Corey clearly said, and
That's
I
what
know
I
he'll
said,
fix it
Mike.
in post. So
Hold on. And Dario. See? I'll just put that there.
That's not even. No, that wasn't it.
Yeah,
What was
that's
it?
part.
Dario.
Hi-Fi? The sword of hi-fi?
Sort of hi-fi. Yeah.
That's where some of the names started to lose me when they're like fucking, Elrond gave the sword of blood, and then when it was fixed, it had a new name for the sword that he gave to him. I was like, okay, this is too much for me.
how epic?
not-
How epic was the scene where he whips it out though, and like that?
Oh, it's
time, he's like,
badass.
and I fixed. It's like, oh shit.
Wait, he whipped it out.
He just
Yeah.
yelled,
Is
"And
that-
I
is that
fixed
deleted
that."
scene?
No,
No,
dude,
it's
whip
just
that bitch
Mike.
out.
It's just really small. It was hard to see.
I don't think that was small.
was a
Elves
pretty
are
big
cool,
sword.
but they have little dicks.
Man, you guys must be packing if you thought that was small.
Yeah, well,
I'll
the
be
reason,
honest over here.
Ooh.
Corey, we know you ain't got shit. So you got your
Yeah,
nuts
they
removed.
cut yours
It's
off.
huge.
it's huge.
It was huge.
It
Yeah,
was.
They took half of it away, and now it's 2 inches long.
But not even a lava lamp.
He took half and now it's 2.
God damn
It
it.
was huge. It was 4.
Yeah, no, the reason that scene was so quick with Elrond giving him the sword is because he had to get back to being Agent Smith. He was doing a double shift.
That was his life before he was Elrond.
Mr. Aragorn. I mean, Anderson.
I love how he restored it and personally delivered it. Like,
Oh yeah.
how the fuck he knew they were on that mountainside, though?
Because he's a G.
He is. He is.
Eric-
What else am I supposed to say?
Aragorn walks
Oh.
up to him. He's wearing a suit and glasses. Like, I'm sorry. Who are you? He's like, oh, sorry. Let me put my.
Wrong movie, Mr. Aragorn.
Elves with their foresight, they can see thousands of miles, right?
And their hindsight.
And their hindsight.
So, would you say that they could see 500 miles and then they could see 500 more?
Oh, easily.
Yep.
I mean, that's what 1,000 would be, yeah.
Just to be the elf who looked 1,000 miles.
Thank you.
Before they just rolled up and dropped the sword at your door, or
Because I'd watch 1,000
Guys,
miles.
it comes back around. It comes back around.
It comes back around. Yeah, don't worry. It gets good again. Well, apparently Gandalf has like the foresight too, right? Because he's like, Frodo is now outside of my vision.
I mean, he's Turbo Magic Man. He's a
Turbo Magic.
demigod.
He's Turbo Man?
He's Turbo Man.
No, that's my Turbo Man. Duh.
Okay, that's one of my negatives.
It wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, one of my negatives is it didn't have Arnie in it.
I am going to pump you up.
No, Sam, this is my burden to carry.
Get off me, Gollum.
Samwise says, I can't carry the ring, Mr. Frodo, but I sure can carry you. Then he tries to pick up Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He's just like, chill
Why did they cast you?
Arnold throws fucking Gollum into the fire. He says, he'll live.
And Gollum's going down into the fire like this.
With the thumb. Gollum does almost fall with the thumb up. He's got the ring out.
True, yeah, he's holding it in his palm.
Hey, for that second, Gollum won. He had a small
That's
victory.
true.
He fell
died
with
as
his
he
love.
died a winner.
In my opinion, he died a winner, yes.
Absolutely. Gollum died
Winners
as
don't
happiest.
do drugs, kids.
Gollum didn't do drugs.
He died a winner, but he also died on the list of punk ass bitch.
Is the ring a metaphor for drugs?
He made my
Yes.
list of punk ass bitch.
See, if they had just listened to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and did pizza instead of drugs, none
Oh,
of this
hell
would have ever
yeah.
happened.
Oh my god, that's an episode we need to do.
You know, fly,
Yeah, it is.
stink bugs.
Yeah.
It'll
Anyway.
happen.
Remember, kids, don't do drugs. Anyway,
Pizza
Corey,
Dude's got 30
do you have
seconds.
anything to say about not doing drugs?
I disagree.
No, wait, let's... For the record, so do I. Have a little fun. Don't go crazy with drugs, but try a couple.
Try like 7 or 8
Little.
of them. at
Don't
least.
shoot anything in your veins. That's what I'll
Yeah,
say.
never do that.
Seeing as our target audience isn't 5 to 18 years old, I feel confident in saying, go ahead and try a few things.
I mean,
Corey,
if
who's-
you're 18, you definitely should be trying some drugs.
Corey, who was that comedian? Was that Patton Oswalt that said you should do drugs at the end of your life? Like,
Yes.
after he's like, that's when you should be going all out when you're at the end of your life.
Yeah, if you're like 60 or over, shoot anything you want in your veins. You're an adult.
If you're 60 or over and you listen to this podcast, kudos to you.
That's weird. No, but I mean, we're glad to have you. I don't mean that's
Hey,
like offensive. Like,
Are you guys
you're
saying
weird.
that people that are 60 and over don't like pop culture?
No, but this is what I wanted to talk to you about. Let's loop it all the way
Yes.
back to like 5-6 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Gandalf's foresight, like he's all encompassing magic. Another one of my negatives with the trilogy. Don't have a problem with Gandalf's character. Actually, he's one of my favorites. I feel like from what I've seen with my research in the books, he's like pretty overpowered.
Oh, yeah.
I never really got that sense in these movies.
See, like, remember in the first episode we did for Fellowship, I tried to explain how, like, him and Saruman shit were, like, a group of these super, almost demigod
Yes.
level powered creep. Yeah, like, that's what I was trying to, like, explain. And, like, it just does not come out in the movies. Like, these guys are literally demigods. They're not fucking
Right.
just people. And that is something...
Oh, Return
They
of the King,
underplayed.
Gandalf's even dying the whole movie. Like, he keeps breaking down into coughing and looking weak. And
You mean Fellowship?
no, in this third movie.
Like Gandalf?
Like when he's talking to Pippin when they first get to Gondor, and he's like dying, choking. It even backs away
You're-
from the castle, and he's
You're thinking of Walter
Gandalf?
White.
Oh, that's Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that's Breaking Bad.
No,
He's a little bitch.
he made my list.
Like this is when he's
Walter
like
White,
his most
certified bitch.
in this movie. This is like when he's his most powerful.
Yeah, I feel like Gandalf's pretty healthy in this one.
Guys,
Guys, I'm so confused.
Maybe Ian McKellen's
I
literally
am
like
so
dying
con-
and coughing.
Yeah, he might actually be dying. That's just him dying.
Aw.
don't know who Ian McClellan is, but Ian McKellen definitely.
Ian McClellan. Corey, maybe it's our relative.
He's probably related to us.
I'm pretty sure
Not
he's
as cool
Irish.
as not as cool as Gandalf, but he definitely smokes.
So, Doug, knowing the lore, you think Gandalf and Saruman were a little bit underutilized in these movies?
I think by choice.
His battle with the
because-
Balrog was great.
Oh
like,
yeah,
that-
and
that
I
was
think,
badass.
I think that's like the one time they really showcase his strength, but you don't even have like when he says there's nothing like you guys can't even harm this creature, like it was beyond them.
You're right.
Like I think
Yeah,
that's
that's-
like the only time they really showcased like how
He just
much
wanted all the XP for himself.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's true, yeah.
that's funny. That first one, they really focused on him, and because remember, Saruman was like way far away, and he still made the fucking avalanche happen on the mountain they're on.
like
Yeah.
he was watching their entire path.
Yeah.
just by saying yeah.
I feel like it was really
that
focused
was-
on the first one, kind of fell off the second, third. But you think they did that on purpose or for the better
because
of the movies?
if they were at full if they had like utilized their full capabilities, they would have just it would have been a one-on-one fight with all these like minor pawns thrown about. Like it would have been nothing
I mean,
for the rest
we
of them.
saw how bad their one-on-one fight was in the first movie.
I was gonna say, I was gonna
didn't
say
mind
for
that,
as
like
much
you
as
guys
we
did.
for as much as we said at the beginning, Harry Potter took a lot from them. That wizard battle was way better. Dumbledore and Voldemort.
because it was fucking Vegeta and Goku.
Exactly.
Galagan.
And that's what I want.
I know, and that's
I don't
fine,
want-
That's what
and that's
every
fine.
magic movie needs.
I don't want
No,
two
no,
old
no,
men
no, no.
hitting each other with their staffs. Like,
Again, I think you watched the wrong movie.
It makes
Yeah,
you
like-
it makes you feel like you're watching a Broadway version of Fellowship of the Ring.
what did
Where
what
they
did you guys?
actually don't hit each other?
But here, to put it in perspective, like the one witch who's like is the
Lion, the
nature
witch,
one.
the
She's like
wardrobe.
no. Focus. Because this is. Let me explain this. To put it in perspective, how powerful they should be. The witch that's like in charge of like nature. If she
Yeah.
leaves nature, it all dies. Like her existence keeps it keeps the trees
And-
and shit alive.
Right.
She made my list of the punk ass witch.
Yeah.
Punk ass.
So,
That's why
like,
my name's the bitch king of Angmar.
Yeah. So like when you think about like Gandalf and Saruman, like their existence is that that much of a big deal. Like
Right.
it would have just
So if they would
made
have,
everything else meaningless.
okay, it would have only been like they would have only been a fair fight for each other.
Yeah,
Nobody else.
exactly.
Like,
Like
yeah,
no one could have fucking touched that.
Yeah.
I do love that moment where Pippin, where they're at fucking Minas Tirith, and Gandalf's kind of explaining to him like, we're pretty outnumbered here. Chances are good we could be dead. And I do love the belief that Pippin has. He says, well, we have the White Wizard. They don't.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then fucking Gandalf puts his arm around him like, you little shit, you're mischievous, but I love you.
Damn it, I gotta try now.
Yeah, exactly. You get me in a
Son
lot
of
of
a
trouble, but
bitch.
I love you. What did you guys think of Gandalf like physically fighting in this movie? Were you okay with like his staff twirling and like?
Oh yeah, I thought it was sick.
Yeah,
I like a lot of shows don't do like battle mages justice, and he's got a sword in one hand, staff in the other. So he's,
hell
like,
yeah.
casting spells, fucking blocking swords, stabbing people. Like I love shit like that. I love,
It was
like,
a
the
risky
battle mage
move.
thing.
He was also their healer. Can't be
Yeah.
running into a battle as the healer.
Paladins, but they also wear full plate armor.
Yeah. He was just
Mike,
wearing a
Mi-
robe.
Mike, you're okay with Gandalf's like physical fighting in the movie?
Yeah, I think. I mean, one, he looks badass. I think they
Hell
handle
yeah.
it really well. Dude, the thing that these movies do, all three of them, every fucking fight scene is just phenomenal. Every battle is
The battle
almost-
sequences are great.
They're
Yeah.
like epic tier, and I can't get over how much they did not lose a single thing from each movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a little more CGI, like Doug mentioned about some scene. A little more CGI was used in this one, but I don't
And it was
think.
just because there was like massive trolls and
Yeah,
elephants everywhere,
elephants, and There was Drakes. There was
Some of
Josh's.
it would have been impractical to have practical.
I like that.
Like
Impractically practical.
impractical effects.
Yeah, you had Drake's flying through the sky, being like, "I never thought that it'd be so simple." But
I found the ring. I found the ring.
Hey. He diddles kids. Let's move on.
he said, he diddles kids." Let's move on.
Let's move on. Fuck Drake.
To me, much better Frodo and Sam moments in this one than the Two Towers.
I think the best Frodo and Sam moment is in this movie.
Like the best singular moment. What are you thinking of?
Like when Frodo's in the bed at the end.
No, I'm not talking clips too. My favorite, it's after the ring is dropped and they're just laying there on the side of the fucking mountain thinking that they're done. Like there's no escaping this. It's like erupting.
Before Gandalf shows up on the fucking Eagles.
Hell yeah.
Gandalf
shows up on the Eagle. Yeah.
Oh, he's on it? Okay.
He's the one that picks them up.
The Eagles. I thought it was just the Eagles.
When they're at the edge of fucking Mount Doom, Gollum comes up behind Sam and fucking smacks his head with a rock. I'm like, God damn. Gollum ain't fucking around. He's about to lose his precious.
Yeah. But I just love how, like, after the fact, they're just, like, chilling there. They're, like, just like, wow, we did it. And, like, they're accepting that they're pretty much doomed.
Why do you think Gollum wanted that ring so much? It wasn't for his finger.
It was a cock ring.
It's a cock ring.
A cock ring of power.
What you guys don't really understand is he's not coughing Gollum. He's like, my cock.
Yeah, this movie just shot fucking. I already like Sam. This movie shot him up to one of my favorite characters. He just has some of the best lines, like some of the most heroic moments in the whole movie.
Oh yeah,
such a badass.
That's why Sam's my favorite throughout the series because I had already seen all 3 movies.
His nickname, the Brave, is very well and deservingly given.
Yeah, fitting.
Yeah, because even when Frodo kicks him off the team, he still travels with them.
He still travels with them.
Saves his life. He goes through that whole. He gets the ring when he thinks he's dead. Then he finds out he's alive, and he fights an entire fucking tower of orcs and shit to save his life.
He fights the fucking spider.
He always lived up to Gandalf's or the word he gave to Gandalf. Yeah. He was never going to leave Frodo's side.
Right. Even when Frodo told him, like, I don't need you anymore. Go home.
Climb back down all these stairs, asshole. Like,
oh my god.
He's basically like, go and get fucked.
He wasn't even sad about like what Frodo said. He just looked down the stairs like, I gotta go back down this. Are you fucking kidding?
I have to go down these stairs, Mr. Frodo?
He's like, on second thought.
First of all, Mr. Frodo, I'm going to the top and calling Greyhound, okay?
Calling Uber at Mount Doom.
No, those weren't Greyhounds. Those were Eagles.
Well, we're at peak hours right now, and you're at Mount Doom, so that's going to be $12,000.
Mike, but if you lift the wing of those Eagles, Greyhound is stamped on the side of their on their ribs.
No, they're actually greyhounds in an eagle costume.
Yeah. I will say, after watching these movies, that's one of the, because I never understood the world. That's one of the criticisms I had. Like, okay, why don't they just fucking ride the Eagles to Mount Doom? After watching these movies, I don't think those Eagles could have got anywhere close to Mordor while Sauron was still alive and all the soldiers they would have been shot down or like.
Imagine how fast that journey would have been over if they got shot off those Eagles.
Like just the gaze of Sauron was like painful to like Frodo and
9
Sam.
hours saved.
Be so careful.
9 hours? What are you watching the regular editions?
Mike just made my list.
A punk ass bitch.
Hearing you defend the whole the Eagles couldn't have just taken them there. Oh, I'm so happy. I've always hated that argument so much.
Yeah,
I get it now.
You can't just use the Eagles for mundane fucking occasions.
They got shit to do.
But yeah,
they don't fucks with Frodo.
Except all the times they do.
Yep.
But anyway.
That's only because they fucks with Gandalf.
That's right.
But definitely the scene at, just speaking of Sam, the scene at Mount Doom, we talked about it a little bit. I can't carry the ring for you, but I can carry you.
And
such a fucking,
picks him up.
The real hero of the story right there. That is such a heroic moment.
Like, as much as I love Aragorn, by the end of the third movie, if Sam ain't, at least top 3 favorite characters in the whole fucking franchise, you're just
I would agree. He's
and then that motherfucker, the ending for that motherfucker is that he's just married to the Shire with all his kids. He fucking
That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted.
Exactly. He fucking won. He got exactly
what I love about that is I love that they used the last words from the book as the last words of the movie.
Yeah. well, I'm back. I mean, maybe said with a little more pizzazz.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
like, well, his wife's
that
like,
was-
do you even love me? Well, I'm back.
I'm gonna go to sleep for 4 days.
And I don't know if you guys saw that picture I shared a few weeks back of
Yeah.
Sean Austin and the girl that played his wife at that girl's like Harvard graduation, but that was
Yeah.
the little girl that played their daughter. They
Oh, whoa.
like, stayed in touch all these years.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
pretty cool.
She invited them to her fucking graduation of college.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
But they stayed in touch, like not in a Drake Bell way, right? According to that.
Found a way. Found a way.
how dare you, dude? Sean Austin's a great guy.
He's a saint.
Adrian, don't you think you're going a little too far?
Don't you think Drake Bell went a little too far?
Thank you. Thank you. I set that up. I'm glad somebody took it.
Yeah, just such a
Don't you
great
think
moment.
Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints went a little too far?
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what he said. Jesus.
Well, that is
Oh,
what he
right,
said.
okay. No, I was asking.
Oh. All right,
Jesus, did you go too far?
what do you guys think of a dark? What do you guys think of a dark alternative ending here, where Sam had to fucking kill Frodo when he wouldn't give up the ring?
Like had to throw his ass.
If he
in
had
the
to push
fucking
him
mud.
in.
Sam
See-
would have done it.
I prefer a
What do you have?
roundhouse kick.
Well, it
Oh,
can be
for
any
sure.
method you want. It can be a Phoenix punch. It can
Like-
be whatever you want.
A Falcon Punch.
Oh, sorry, I went with the Paul Phoenix punch.
No, I think he would have did a Wolfang fist.
Wolfang. Like, God
He's
damn
no
it.
match for my wolf.
all you have to
fist.
all you have to do is push him. Like,
Fucking blows him right through the other side of the volcano. He doesn't even land in the lava.
final
like-
flash.
Yeah, he was like legitimately like heartbroken when Frodo was like, "Fuck this" and put the ring on.
Yeah.
It crushed him.
Oh, that look on
I-
Frodo's face. The ring is mine.
Oh yeah, that fucking coy ass.
And the
I'm
music
evil
builds
now.
as he rips it off the chain. Oh, it was so fucking good.
Yeah,
Like Mike said, thank God for Gollum.
And he was so close to Sauron at that moment when he put the ring on that if he had escaped the volcano, Sauron would have got him. He would have got that ring.
Oh
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
He
think?
fucked up by putting it on.
Do you think? Would you have been upset if Frodo had fallen with Gollum into the
No.
lava and they like tussled with the tussled
Here-
over the ring?
what I
until
would have
they
liked
fell?
is they tussle till they fall, and Frodo's holding the ledge, but Sam can't pull him up, and he eventually does fall.
Or Corey. What if Frodo and Gollum are holding on and we have a good son scenario?
Oh God!
hey, Elijah
Hey.
Wood.
the good
Yeah.
son is
Whoa.
top tier.
This is not the only
But
movie
he's-
that Elijah Wood's hanging off a cliff.
It's not.
I just
And
realized that.
Guys,
And he should be really happy it was Sean Austin and not Macaulay Culkin on it.
What if-
And
Saying
both
that.
times, he was the one that was saved.
That's
what if,
right.
what if Frodo is Samwise Gamgee?
Whoa. What if it was
That'd
just
be stupid.
Wait, what if
Hey,
it was just his own inner monologue the whole movie?
If we got a
Mike.
Fight Club scenario.
Like Smeagol was Gollum and Frodo
Yeah.
was also Sam.
So in death, he has a name.
Yeah.
His name was Frodo Baggins. His
His name was Frodo
Baggins.
Baggins. Mike, we already talked about Fight Club.
Don't worry, Daniel Radcliffe will get there. He played Weird Al.
We need to stop talking about Fight Club.
Do you have any more questions, or should we get to final thoughts?
The thing we haven't fucking talked about real quick is just the end of Frodo's journey. I think it is so fucking tragic. To me, this is similar to what the fucking, help me out here, I'm going blank, the author, J.R.R. Tolkien, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was a military guy that fought through a war.
Yep.
And to me,
Yep,
this
he
feels
did.
very much like a soldier experiencing PTSD.
like
You don't think maybe he used that?
he couldn't return to civilian life?
It's so sad. He went back home and it wasn't the same to him. Like home didn't feel like home.
Well, after like that, like he from the very beginning, it was just like Bilbo. Bilbo had that same experience. That's why he couldn't stand just like living in the Shire. He wanted to get back out on the road and
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Go
what's
ahead.
so sad is like it's made pretty clear in Fellowship. Frodo says he'd be happy to spend his life in the Shire just reading books all day, and like that's taken from him. He can't have that anymore. Like he's a changed person. He's damaged. It's so fucking heartbreaking.
I guess I never even looked at that like a tragic thing, but yeah, 'cause
so
to me, it was
tragic.
like after like that epic adventure, how could you ever just go back to this mundane life?
Well,
'cause
I mean,
Sam
Sam
can.
Look at Bilbo. Bilbo was never satisfied with his mundane life after.
Right, yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Mike, we already said that.
So, Mike, if you go back about a minute ago, we were...
Oh, yeah, I thought we were talking about Frodo. What the fuck?
We were talking about Frodo. We also said Bilbo.
No, but
I missed that.
It's okay. But you're right, Mike. Yeah.
and Mike, good point. No, but
I'll have to consider the points you've made.
Good one, Donna. Good one, Donna. I don't know why I reference that so much. No, I think the reason Sam was kind of able to return to a somewhat normal life is he went through all the things Frodo did, but he didn't have that fucked up, like, that ring calling to him, fucking up his psyche, like...
Yeah.
Plus, Sam didn't really want to be there.
Well, Sam always had like a focus of what he wanted to get back to and asked that girl to marry him, and Frodo didn't have any of that.
Yeah. It's one of the most, I guess you could say bittersweet, because there is...
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's bittersweet, but to me it's so heartbreaking.
I think getting to go on the boat at the end, like with the elves, to like there is like, I don't know, to me that'd be I don't think I could ever just enjoy sitting in the Shire reading books till my days end. Like being able to go off into that other adventure would be calling me to.
And it's so weird, like when they return to the Shire, it's like none of these people fucking know, like, do you know what we went through for you guys? Like they're just, as soon as they come back in, that first person sees them, they're just shaking their head at them. Like,
I'd go on the ship if they had cell service.
If they had cell service.
I can't go if they don't have Wi-Fi.
Well, I think that's why Sam was crying. You can't go, Mr. Frodo. They don't have cell service.
No. Dude, they're immortal. They're going to be immortal. Like, you don't think they'll develop cell service eventually?
But oh my God, when Frodo gave Sam that book and he said, "The last chapters are for you to fill in."
The
Sam.
last few pages are for you. Yeah.
Oh, that broke my heart.
Well, how's it end? I don't know.
It's literally just going to be chapters of him raising a family.
Recipes for like fucking food.
Potatoes with a nice piece of crispy fish.
Potatoes.
This is a recipe for second breakfast.
And then speaking of the end, like the one final complaint that I saw a lot of people saying that I don't think I necessarily agree with is they say like the epilogue of this movie is a little too drawn out. And it's like this is a world that you've just invested 12 hours in. Okay, I don't see why you have an issue with a half hour.
Let me stop you there.
Yeah.
I mean, that I agree. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You watched the extended cut. What the fuck did you expect? Shut up.
If you watch the theatrical release, I would understand a little more. But if you sat there and watched 3 director's cuts and you're like, when's this movie going to end? like what are you talking about?
You signed up last week. Like, by the time it was over, I wasn't even like relieved. I found myself wanting more of the world.
Well, I mean, I was a little relieved, but
yeah.
And what people say, like with the epilogue of this movie, is they don't like how it has like seemingly 4 or 5 different endings, which are. They said you could have ended it when they fucking threw the ring and they're on the volcano. To me, that doesn't feel like. To me, that doesn't feel like the end.
There could have so many unanswered.
A lot of movies would fucking end it there, though.
That's what it does, Doug. Mike, I agree, but that's what it does. It leaves too many things like unresolved.
Oh yeah, like he'd never be crowned king. The fucking we never know if they made it back. Like
they never. Yeah,
you're just supposed to assume all of that.
No, fuck that. Fuck that.
The second moment was the Fellowship reuniting, which was a little bit awkwardly shot, but to me that doesn't feel like the final shot of this trilogy. Like it's not fitting. Gimli.
I've heard. Oh yeah, like
it's weird. It's weird. I love this movie, but that's weird. and then fucking Gandalf's just laughing like Santa Claus. He's like, ho 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 ho.
I'd like to point out Gimli looked so awkwardly sized in that.
He looks
shot.
weird.
In Clerks 2, when Randall makes fun of that part, it was absolutely the right part to make fun of.
It was.
Yeah, he picked the right part.
It was a little awkward. You realize Gimli's no bigger than the Hobbits. He's just a lot thicker.
Yeah, he's a thick boy.
I was looking at, damn it.
He said, damn it. But
H-I-C-C.
But speaking of Randall making fun of that, that's funny because I do think that of that whole awkward scene, I think that's the best moment is just the look that Frodo and Sam share because like they're all embracing Frodo and stuff, and Sam, like he was there the whole time. He knows what they went through. All they had to do was share that look. I love it. And then your third ending, people say, obviously Aragorn being crowned, the hobbits being honored, which I love that fucking moment. You know, when everyone bows to him, it's like poetic. It's like for one moment, these little hobbits are the biggest people in the kingdom.
I'd have been okay with it ending right there.
That is the part where I could be okay with it ending. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'd be okay with that, but I'm glad for like the last bits in the Shire.
Oh, give me
seeing-
more.
Me too.
Yeah, Sam getting to marry Rosie.
Like I was
all
watching.
that little bits.
Oh yeah, when Sam just like drinks his beer and gets up and goes to talk to her, like the three of them are just laughing, like, "Oh shit, Sam got some balls."
Sam
Well.
would Sam have done that before the adventure?
He would not
Hard to
have.
say.
Fuck
exactly.
no.
Fuck
exactly.
no. But yeah, but it was so funny. I was watching the Cinema Sins and they're talking about like everything wrong, and this was one of their shortest. For the record, for a 4-hour movie, they only had like this was only like an 8-minute video. Most of their
Wow.
videos are like 20+
They're
minutes.
usually 20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, but he's talking about this multiple ending and the way he's narrating. He's like, okay, so they're on the rock and it's over. Fade to black. Fuck. Just the next part. He's like, oh, okay, so Aragorn gets crowned. Shit. And then he's like, oh, so the music swells. Frodo leaves on the ship. And then it shows Sam coming back. He's like, whores.
Like, because like Sam only came back for like a brief moment. So
Yeah, that was-
with this, and then it was over. Like,
It's
I
so
actually,
funny.
I could see like the ship sailing off being like the end. I think
Yeah,
that
the
would've
music
been,
literally
like,
swells like that's the end.
exactly. But seeing Sam come back with his kid and close his door is
I
like,
think
all
that
right.
I think they wanted to end it like Mike said with the final line of the books.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they did that.
And there's nothing wrong with going back to the Shire one last time at the end.
No.
Yeah.
Where
So
it all
in
began.
conclusion,
Home is where you make it.
home where you make it.
You like to see homos naked. I ain't
Before you
judging.
give that conclusion,
Yeah.
Mike, final thoughts on this movie, the trilogy as a whole, and your rankings for the three.
This particular movie itself, definitely the least of my favorite, I think.
Ooh.
The least of your favorite.
Mike, you want to reword that?
Could you say
No,
that one more
no.
time, please?
No, because they're all favorites.
Yeah, I love all three of them. They're great. But if I had to go, honestly, it's in order for me. I like one just slightly more than two. But I think I like two and one more, like significantly more than three.
Significantly.
Well, because there's that thing that Corey talked about, and you guys all we brought it up about the ghosts. I agree. I feel like that was just kind of like, how is that like the end all? It almost seemed like a cop out to just
You're a
end
cop
the fucking
out.
battle. Oh, nice, nicely done.
Got him. So
Oh,
good.
you're just like Boromir and Boromir and Formir.
Said Bromir again.
God damn it, Bromir. Bromir! Pass me a beer, Bromir.
Mike, when we're talking about these movies, just avoid names and you'll do great.
Beer me,
Bromir.
Gets a laugh like
Beer
15%
me,
of the
Bromir.
time.
He's just Boromir from now on. Thank you, Sean
He's gonna
B.
give you a wicked bro job after this.
Oh God!
Wow.
Oh God! Wait, that sounds great.
That's when you get your unemployed bro a job, by the way.
I did that one.
I'm not Adrian, so I don't find things wrong with movies on purpose.
Hold on. If the Witch King was in that first movie and he stabbed Frodo, why was Aragorn able to chase him off with a small torch? That seems like bullshit. Explain it.
That wasn't him.
Yeah, it was.
No, that's
So-
just one of the Nazgul.
No, he says
Gandalf
you
says
met
you might
him
remember
once.
him.
He stabbed him on the hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
That was the Witch King who can't be killed by man. So Aragorn just did a little torch and he's like, oh shit.
Because fire's scary.
guys. Mike, just to finish.
It's because
Can I
that's
finish?
how Adrian. It's because that's how it was written.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Okay, yeah.
Fire's scary, guys.
That's
But
for the record, that's my number one fire scene in these movies. Aragorn's little torch.
Fuck, I forgot about that one. The pummeling thing was the battering ram was the fourth. It was now fourth.
That battering ram is not getting any love.
no, I overall, I mean, definitely one of the best trilogies I've watched. Unlike Back to the Future or the OG
Oh, it's
Star
better than Back
Wars
to the Future.
trilogy.
Whoa.
Hold on, no. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
go
not
ahead.
saying.
Please
I'm not
finish the
saying, like,
sentence.
yeah, I can go back and watch those. Not because they're better per se, but they're not nearly as long. It is for me anyway, and it's because I had to do like the Zack Snyder Justice League cut. I had to watch in two parts. Like I watched 2 hours, and then was like, okay, I'm going to watch the other 2 hours later.
Right. Fair.
Hey, never
Amir.
watch the director's cuts of The Godfathers. You don't have it in you.
Oh my God!
Or the Irish.
Godfather
Yeah.
Part 2, the director's cut of Godfather Part 2, and I watched this in one sitting, was 5.5 hours long.
Jesus Christ! Yet no. I can't do it.
Then again,
It's
I've
not-
watched 10-hour speedruns in one sitting of like Final Fantasy X. So
It is weird because I can binge watch the shit out of a show for hours on end, but you give me one whole movie to watch that's that long. For some reason, my mind's like, no.
I hear
Right.
you on that.
It's not, like I said, these movies are great. They're very well done. Probably the best hi-fi movie series I've ever watched.
It's high on my list as well.
Would you?
it's almost
You're
as high
on
as
your
Corey.
hi-fi,
It's a thing.
but
Corey's not even high anymore. You've been stretching out this explanation.
You,
So.
you killed my buzz.
overall,
Bitch, I'm finally so
the Lord of the Rings series. It's pretty cute.
pretty cool.
So your ranking is 3, 1, 2 then?
No, it's 1, 2, 3.
No, it's 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
I thought you. Oh, 1 is your.
Oh no,
favorite.
1 is best.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, it'd be 3,
I was
2,
doing.
1, I guess.
I was doing worst to best.
Oh, okay. Three
yeah.
from 3 up. It's 3, 2, 1. All right.
Okay.
Corey, do you want to go before Adrian?
Yeah, sure. It was good.
Hell yeah.
No,
Doug said, hell yeah.
I love these.
Agreed 100%.
I love these movies. I think without fail over the last 20 years, I've watched them every year. I don't always watch the extended cuts because I know what's in the extra stuff. So sometimes I just watch the theatrical. But these movies are mesmerizing. They're beautiful. They're full of amazing speeches that really can be relevant to any moment of your day if you really want to use them. They're very inspiring. Aragorn is one of my favorite characters to ever exist in a movie. He's just he's not that boring badass protagonist that you're like, okay, take it or leave it. He's actually really deep. He's very complex, and I like that. Gimli's
He's allowed to
obviously
feel his feelings.
Gimli and Legolas together, just it's the perfect comedy without being overbearing. I like Merry and Pippin the whole way through, even though Pippin's a moron. I like them a lot.
Fucking Pippin.
And Gollum is a piece of shit. So
Does he make your list?
he makes my list for punk ass bitch.
You've made the list.
You just made the list.
Overall, these movies are cool and stuff. But I would say if I had to rank them, it probably would literally go Fellowship, Two Towers, Return of the King. I like the third one the most.
Okay.
I just like a lot of
So-
the moments the most in the third movie. Like Sam's best moments are in the third movie.
Hell yeah.
I think Gimli and Legolas's best moments are in the third movie. I think Aragorn's best speeches are in the third movie. That is the end of my list.
All right.
You just
Adrian.
mirrored it. You mirrored me.
He Uno reversed you, yo.
I reversed you.
Mirror, like when you look in a mirror, it's
Oh, my
Yes,
list.
it's-
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
I thought you meant my
Mike.
whole explanation. I was like, you didn't
Mike,
say half of that shit.
Mike, as Walter White said, it's chiral. It's chirality. The same but opposite. Walter
Yeah.
White.
I'm
But-
breaking-
Like so same difference.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
since you brought up Walter White real quick, I saw like a clip earlier that was like, "Hey, could you make us meth, like really pure meth?" He's like, "Yeah, like most chemists could. It's pretty basic." He's like, "Could you make it blue?" What? So you want me to make it less pure? That's what you're asking? Because adding that makes it less pure. That's where Breaking Bad fucked up.
Yeah, all right.
Anyway.
Yeah, Waltz totally could have been 99.5, but he had to add the
Mike.
blue.
Mike,
Exactly.
they were crawling because it's part of their culture.
I still
Falling
don't
into
think he's getting it.
Cosmos,
Does
Anyway.
anybody crawl in Return of the King? Sam and Frodo at the end when they're trying to get to
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
Oh yeah, they crawl.
What was with the crawling?
Gollum crawls the entire time. Yeah.
That's
why
true.
fucking he's a punk ass bitch.
No, he's just Mexican.
Whoa.
It makes sense if you listen to our Breaking Bad episode, everybody.
Yeah, that's out of context.
It's just in his culture.
It was an inside joke.
Yeah, Tim will get it.
No,
Go
you
Blue,
guys,
Tim.
you guys forget. You forget that I do understand the crawling now because I pictured it 1 inch to the left.
There
Oh,
you
that's
go.
right.
No, so Return of the King is my favorite movie in the series. I'm kind of opposite. I'm opposite Star Wars here, where Star Wars Episode 5 is Empire, but I'll say 2, 1, 3. I like Empire, New Hope, Return of the Jedi. Here I like Return of the King, then I like Fellowship. Two Towers is my least favorite. And I still
Wow.
love it.
Yeah.
I think Two
You
Towers
said
is a
least
bit,
favorite.
yeah, I think Two Towers is a bit slower in the middle. Fellowship maybe has a couple slow moments, but like I explained in the first episode, I'm a sucker for an origin. I like all of them together, yada yada.
Yeah.
This was my favorite. Just it had the finality to it, which always helps me. I love all of the Sam and Frodo stuff. This movie fucking went 11 for 11 at the Academy Awards. It swept the fucking awards for a reason. The series is just, it's beautifully shot, set design, costume design, dialogue, writing, acting, battle choreography, fucking everything about these movies are just really fucking good. In a genre that I don't normally care about, these are movies I'll go back and visit a bunch now. You guys have made me big fucking Lord of the Rings fans. We can talk about Hobbit down the line. A tear for Corey, a clap for Doug. Now,
Would you consider...
Don't worry. You can say fuck the Hobbit movies. I'll never go back.
Yeah, they're not nearly as good.
Adrian, does that mean you would consider watching more hi-fi movies then?
Oh, absolutely, I would.
Stop it. Stop it.
I would watch them while knowing they're never going to be this quality.
It's true. They never will be.
It's pretty top tier for the genre.
Now, people have long known the original Star Wars, my favorite trilogy of all time. Here's what I'm going to say. Lord of the Rings. They're pretty good.
Well, shit.
That was great.
Okay, no. In all seriousness,
he bamboozled us. I didn't see that coming.
In all seriousness,
that was clean.
I can't say anything's better than Empire. For me, Empire better than Two Towers. If I'm going on the other two, I might put Fellowship over New Hope. I might put Return of the King over Return of the Jedi because of those goddamn fucking Ewoks.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Empire's my favorite movie out of all 6 of these. My next 2 might be Lord of the Rings
what
movies.
What you're saying is there's not just one return anymore.
There's been a second return. I'm sorry, Randall Graves, but there is now a Return of the King and a Return of the Jedi. And guess what? One of them didn't have fucking Ewoks.
Okay, let me ask this. And as a whole trilogy, which one?
Star Wars.
Okay.
Always. Nostalgia plays a huge part of that. Nostalgia is... I didn't watch these movies till I was fucking 31, 32. I watched Star Wars when I was 4 years old, and...
I feel like that's unfair, yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like nostalgia plays such... We all know it's half of our podcast. Nostalgia is such a fucking strong drug. I don't think anything will ever beat the original trilogy of Star Wars, even though I can admit these movies are much better made. They look way cleaner. There's so much that is better about the Lord of the Rings movies, but Star Wars is always my favorite trilogy.
I mean, I got a new favorite trilogy from this podcast, so...
You did?
Yeah, Back to the Future.
Favorite trilogy of all time.
Yep.
Wow.
It is the best trilogy of all time, you're right.
Well, that would be hard to disagree, but they're good. The first one's amazing.
For me, it's because I've been watching them since I was 3 years old.
See, nostalgia.
I think they're all 3 very solid movies. I don't have much to complain about any of them.
Nothing to complain about.
Yeah, first one's definitely top tier.
No, I'm impressed.
But Mike, how does it rank?
I didn't think anything would supersede fucking Empire for you ever. But just
it hasn't.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think it would either. But hearing you say that these other 2 could have usurped the...
Yeah, out of the 6 movies, 2 of my top 3 are Lord of the Rings movies now. But my number 1 is Empire. Yeah.
Could you have ever seen yourself saying that? Like
never.
Before 2020.
Well, the
COVID
thing is,
was a wild time.
Yeah, COVID. That also got me into Harry Potter. The thing is, when I was younger and Corey said anything was good, I'm like, no, that fucking sucks.
Because he is your older.
I hated Lord of the Rings. I hated Harry Potter. I hated Scrubs. Now I love all 3 of those.
God, there was a point where you hated Scrubs?
There was.
Let me tell you an even more shocking one for Adrian. There was a time I listened to Stephen Lynch so much, he asked me to stop listening to Stephen Lynch.
That's true.
I
think what it all boils down to is I hate my brother.
That's me.
I don't have a brother,
that makes sense.
And I don't have an older sibling. I only have a younger sister, so I can't.
But Doug, don't you hate my brother?
Sometimes.
I mean, we were pretty excited he wasn't on the last week's episode.
That is confusing.
That's just because it would hurt him. That's the only reason I got a kick out of it.
It did hurt me.
Corey, anyway. Seriously, you missed it. The crowd cheered.
It's true. But anyway,
we have a crowd?
I think, I love this movie. Yeah, a couple people like us.
Tim,
hope.
what up,
That's
Tim?
loose definition of a crowd.
Hey, couple.
There's
means
Tim. There's
two or
Samantha.
more.
There's Timothy.
Oh, no.
There's
Here we fucking go
Timon.
again.
Still not
All
funny,
right,
guys.
Doug cut me off.
Yeah, my turn now. Return of the King. I fucking love it. It's solid movie. It would be my favorite, except that I like the battles in Two Towers. Like the battle in Two Towers just seals the deal for me, and that's why it's my favorite movie. It's just so like I'm normally one who like defends out of all of us. I'm normally one who's like most okay with CG, but I think the comparison between Return of the King, the battle scenes with the extra CG and the just practical effects of the Two Towers, just like it just puts it over three for me.
Helm's Deep kicks all their asses as far as
exactly, and it like you, I'm not really usually one who cares about like warfare and stuff, but when it comes like medieval high fantasy,
What? Wait, what? That? If only you could simplify that.
Mike,
I don't
shut up.
know.
Let him finish.
Unfortunately,
term.
you can't. Unfortunately,
He's never
you
going
can't.
to.
You will never get me on this one. But because like there's no like I love like the classic like medieval style combat and stuff. I love like at the dawn of the fifth day, like when the sun's rising, Gandalf comes running down, and like when all hope is lost and he saves the day with light instead of cool magic. Just like, and that's where Gimli and Legolas's like real bromance started. Just and even for like the slower parts of that movie, like I was fine with that. Like I don't have any issues with any of the pacing across this whole trilogy. I think everything I will always watch I don't watch them every year, but when I do watch them, I always watch the extended releases. I have no interest in ever going back to the theatrical versions personally.
Go.
I think the next time I watch them, I'm going to do the theatrical versions just to see if I don't find it as tedious.
I watched them originally.
It's Titus, not Titus.
See, when I watched them originally, when I was young, because I didn't see these movies until I was a teenager, but when I watched them originally in the theatrical versions, I didn't really care for them all that much. It was the extended version that made me a massive fan. And ever since because I watched them one day, my buddy is like, all right, you don't really like the Lord of the Rings movies. I don't accept that. And he fucking got all three of his extended edition Blu-rays out, and we sat there and watched them all in order for 13 hours straight. And by the end, I was like, I was a fucking idiot. These are fucking phenomenal. One of my top three trilogies of all time, right behind Matrix and Back to the Future. I know.
We'll do a Matrix episode one day.
One of those doesn't make sense.
I was okay with everything you said up until that last part.
I know. No one. I don't even understand my love for the Matrix movies. Like, don't even. I just when I watch them, I love every bit of them. All three, all four. Fuck it, I love it completely.
My top three goes Star Wars, Ninja Turtles trilogy. And then Mortal Kombat if you include nonsense. And then Mortal Kombat if you include 2021.
Doesn't even continue.
I know.
Anyway,
so basically it picks up where the last one.
It's one of my top three favorite trilogies overall, and the order goes Two Towers, Return of the King, Fellowship. And I love Fellowship, so that just speaks volumes about how much more I love the other two.
So you're 2, 3, 1.
Yeah, and Return of the King would be my favorite if it wasn't for the Battle of Helm's Deep. That alone just pushes it just over.
Plus,
absolutely,
he really loves his number one favorite fire scene is the Ent putting himself out.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
that's what really puts it over.
Yeah, like my second favorite fire scene is dude's dad running off of the fucking.
That is badass.
On fire. And
all as a scare tactic.
If you guys can't see, there's a correlation here.
Yeah, the end, and then obviously Fellowship. You just had like the stick shaking.
The stick shaking. Back Witch King. He's like, "Oh, fucked on fire."
And so, based on those three criteria, that is why my order is the way it is.
There it is.
Well, Boromir
Boromir
and Faramir's dad saw the battering ram. He's like, "I'll do you one better." Lit himself on fire and jumped off. You want a scare tactic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We lost Sean Bean, and we just got the epic speech guy from 300 instead. listeners, do you agree with what we said? What we didn't say? Did we miss anything? What was your favorite part?
Well, I just real quick, I would like to say, I for those listening to this episode and future episodes, if you ever have any ideas like for bad movies you want us to do, or like just any ideas of something you want us to touch on, like throw it out there. Get a hold of us on our socials, message us, or comment on one of our posts, and just throw shit out there. And I mean,
We could use a challenge. It's getting pretty easy.
That'd be fun, like listener request episodes.
yeah, I think that would be a great idea. And just go to our socials and do that. And Corey, where can they do that at?
Yeah, on Facebook, it's Culture Shock Podcast. On Instagram, it's Culture Shock 21. And on Twitter, where I do most of my work, and I'm always hanging out on there, and I love hearing from you guys, it's CS Podcast 21.
And apparently, don't bother going to Mike's Twitch page because he specifically didn't talk about it.
It's my bad. I forgot to bring it up.
Mike, do you want to talk about your Twitch? Do you want to shout it out real quick or no?
I mean, it's there.
What do you want to say? Do you want to say it's there?
I think not.
Yeah, I think the way we're going is now.
It's still more it's still more content that is there currently is
There are
still
a few
more of the
VODs
date.
you could watch, maybe.
Yeah.
You
There's
can
2
find him at
videos right
Twitch.
now.
You can find Mike at Twitch at Magic Mike and
Mike is nostalgia.
fuck. You can find Mike at
Magic
Twitch
Mike.
at Mike and's Nostalgia. Wasn't
You
Magic
really
Mike and a
missed-
thing before?
That's
Yeah,
his name on
yeah.
here.
Okay.
You really missed an opportunity to be like the Magic Mike guys and be a stripper or something. Anyway,
Oh.
he
yeah.
strips on Twitch. His name is Magic
Totally.
Mike.
Oh, great.
Wait,
We just lost all of our listeners.
real quick, before I do my little plug, let's go through the 4 of us, starting with 1, 2, 3. Just say your order real quick so I can see how different they are. Go Doug, Mike, Corey, then me. So Doug, 1, 2, 3 in those.
2, 3, 1.
Mike,
1, 2, 3.
Wait,
Four.
from worst to best?
Top to bottom. top
best to
bottom.
worst.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Wow, all 4 of us have a different order. I'm 3, 1, 2. That's crazy. That's why I asked. I thought all 4 of us had 3 movies. We all have a different order.
But I think it's
Everyone-
safe to say that we all 4 of us enjoy all 3 of these movies.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
confusing sentence.
Yeah. Why do you think I fucked it up?
all
Okay,
4
guys.
of us enjoy all 3 of these movies
you're Mike.
twice as much as one other thing. I don't know.
Guys, you can check out a whole backlog of videos I have on Baker Reviews. I'll get some new ones up someday. Backlog. That's when you get a red flag for YouTube. Uh-oh, backlog. I have like 50 something videos on there. I do have 2 more that I've recorded. If any of our listeners want to edit my fucking YouTube videos, get a hold of me. Let's talk.
Careful, you're going to get weird emails from like
You're-
guys that speak in broken English trying to offer to promote you.
Oh, I get that all the time on the YouTube channels.
You
I
need
get
to promote podcast.
I get you 1,000 subs. You pay me?
No, but you can still give me 1,000 subs. Have you ever responded like that?
Never.
But
You
yeah,
do that first, I'll give you $10.
Check out my stuff on Baker Reviews, though. I do have 2 videos recorded. Who knows when I'll fucking edit them and put them out. But I have sat in front of a camera and recorded stuff.
That's youtube.com/Baker Reviews.
Baker Reviews.
Thank you, as always, Mike and
That's
Doug.
a lot of clout for that one page.
Also, make sure to rate and review our podcast 5 stars. Leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. And let us know which order you agree with out of the 4 of us, since they're all different.
And I'll say this again, like I said in an episode me and Corey recorded just us. If you give us 4 stars, we will blood and honey you.
Guys, come on, review it.
And I think that's going to do it for us and bring us to the end of the episode. From all of us at Culture Shock, thanks for listening.
One does not simply end this series.